Of pixels and streams. There's a jolly figure, or so it seems, with a belly round and a heart so grand. He's the YouTube grifter, the joy of the land. Oh, he's as fast as Santa, but he comes all year, bringing laughter, joy, and a bit of cheer. Not just once in December, but every single day. Our YouTube grifter in his own special way. He's got a knack for stories, both wild and true. With a twinkle in his eye, he'll entertain you. From baking fails to epic wins, he's the gift that keeps on giving. Let the fun begin. Oh, he's as fat as Santa, but he comes all year, bringing laughter, joy, and a bit of cheer. Not just once in December, but every single day. Our YouTube grifter in his own special way. He's got around your screens, and don't be shy. He's got a tale to tell and a pie in the sky. With every click and every view, he's spreading holiday spirit just for you. Oh, he's as fat as Santa, but he comes all year, bringing laughter, joy, and a bit of cheer. Not just once in December, but every single day. Our YouTube grifter in his own special way. So here's to the grifter, our digital friend. May his joy and laughter never end. With a ho, 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 and a hearty cheer. Merry Christmas to all, and a Happy New Year.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm supposed to meet someone for lunch, so I will miss first part of the next segment. Well, Crispy, get a BLT for lunch. Hey, CJ. Baker is helping December fly by. I haven't gotten presents yet. Well, I only need to get 2 presents. 3. 2 for my daughters and 1 for my grandson. Well, that's why we are here, to distract everyone. Yeah, now we're going to get to when they finally arrived in Vermont. Yeah. You're not done napping? Go back to bed then. Hey, Broken. And Skybill. Yep, he is on idiot. Guess what just showed up in your mailbox? Thank you so much, and I can't wait to surprise my family. I still haven't. I paid for tracked shipping. I don't have that. I haven't gotten any of the notifications, so I'm a little bit angry that I paid extra for that. But I'm so happy that it arrived all the way to Colorado. So at least 2 out of the 8 has arrived, and in pretty good time. Hey, Laurie. Junior Baker, Junior Baker would be his mom, and then he would be Apprentice Baker, maybe. I don't know. Hey, Rianne. Still haven't heard from my daughter if she was happy that I bought her all that food. I think she's a little bit. She has a breastfeeding brain, as we call it in Denmark. But I don't know why she demands that we come to Christmas at her house this year, everyone. So I think she didn't think that all the way through, that she invited the idiot that lives in her house's parents, her mom, her stepdad, me, her sister. I hope her mom is a chef, so I hope she made some deal with her to make some food, because she made the rule that we have to be there and be out again in a couple of hours, because the junior executive is going to need to get to bed. But that's a lot of work in preparing Christmas. Wouldn't he be Baker the Third? Could be. That should be interesting. No, it's me and the stepdad. We are in the same situation. We're not with her mom anymore. So we normally are able to talk. Her stepmom, well, I have a baby I can talk to. No, my daughters would be 2 and 3. Well, I hope you had something great in the store. Maybe a BLT. I haven't had a BLT in years. I don't know why I'm thinking BLT. Probably because her name is Crispy Bacon. I'm weird. It's gonna be a right roadie shindig at Christmas Eve. Ho, ho, ho. Merry, merry. Yeah, I will be live streaming the event where everyone is sitting around in awkward silence, just looking at each other and thinking. No, but I like that she said, I asked, when am I supposed to be there? She said 5 o'clock at the latest, because I want you out of the house in 2-3 hours. That's my kind of Christmas. Yeah, doesn't it? I haven't had one in a long time. But mini baker. Yeah. It's no, it's gonna be interesting to see. I've only met the idiot's parents a couple of times, so I never really met them like this one-on-one. It's been at gatherings for um, their when they finish their studies and stuff like that. We have had parties, but so I don't really know her parents. Seems like nice people. Got an idiot for a son, but that's probably how many people do it. Well, I have to drive 2 hours when we're done, so I won't be drinking. Yeah, we're back again, and I'm whining. Yeah, I'm not. Again, we didn't used to have these traditional Christmases when I was a kid because my parents worked, and when I got divorced, we had. I never had Christmas really. I just had my kids. Either I picked them up on the 25th or the 26th, and we did it. The gift exchange at that day, and had some Christmas dinner. But yeah, so it's not. A lot of people have all these traditions. We must walk around the Christmas tree, sing this song, sing that song, do this, do that. I think this one will be more like just come on, let's eat, let's open some gifts, and let's get the baby to bed, because he I think right now they go to bed at around 7 or 8 o'clock, so you don't need to take him out of his rhythm. Am I on some sort of list this year? Not a grift list, sadly. I'm not. My open your streaming. What? Who? Got a candy cane, Oreo tub, cookie, and Pop Tart marshmallow kind pastry food. Yep, it's only Christmas once a year. I wanted Christmas with everyone when my son was a baby, but now I'm like, get the frick out of my house. Sadly, when you have had it once, it's tradition. You have to have them for the rest of your life. Yeah, maybe I should just smuggle one of those Malort bottles with me. Were I close to my grandparents? I never knew any of my grandfathers. I was very close to my grandmother on my dad's side, and my mother's mother lived in a house next to us. So I always been very close to my grandmothers, but my paternal grandfather unalived himself back in the 60s, and um, my maternal grandfather left my mother's mother before she was even born. So, funny enough, when I cleaned the house after my dad died, I found the divorce papers. Back then, you'll have to have. It was decreed by the king. It wasn't, but that you could get divorced, because back then it was you couldn't just get divorced. So we had a a big piece of paper with a royal stamp on it that they were divorced now, and what he had to pay in child support. I met my maternal grandfather once in a hospital bed, because he was getting old and started calling my mom and kind of wanted to reach out to her, and he was an asshole. He was a right asshole. He had a coin collection which was just old shitty coins that he kept from back in the day. And when he went to a retirement home, they called my dad once, twice a week, and saying, "Oh, he's threatening to call the police, saying you stole all of his money again." And then my mom just, because my mom, even though he was an asshole to her, never was there in her life, left her mother destitute. It's your dad. And my dad just said, "Nope, I'm going to take all of this shit, go down." He went down on the retirement home, just threw it on his bed and said, "You can take care of this because you ruined your daughter's life, and now you're doing this to us. I'm not gonna stand by that. She can't see how much of an asshole you are, but you're not gonna do that." And then the next time I saw him, I carried his casket out of the church. Aren't I streaming during Christmas? Well, I haven't planned anything so far, but I might be streaming on the 25th. Depends on how late I'll get home on the 24th, because that's when we have Christmas. I probably will do some kind of wackiness on the 25th again, just if people need somewhere to hang out, and I don't know. I can build some Lego and just talk, or I don't know. I've been looking into doing some of those call-in shows, and I can't do it where you call because it costs like a dollar a minute to do the transatlantic calls. But I could do like the Las Vegas Cups and put the StreamYard link out there and see if people want to come talk about something. I could do that. Hate Christmas. You can't keep all the families from your polyamorous relationship happy. No, and your wife doesn't understand why you get extra STIs during the Christmas time. Women just don't understand. Yes, you get to pay a lot for them. It's if I went to a retirement home compared to where I live now, I would have less money. I was my mom was a single child, so we were us four kids. So I was the third one. My dad's mom had two sons, and I was the fourth in that line. No, I've talked about Christmas, but I normally do those special days where people can get a little lonely. I'll stream something just so they have a place where they can hang out. I'm not doing anything else. I'm gonna hit the gym and just sit here and eat something. So we'll find a trial. We'll find some Lego. We'll paint a painting. We'll do something just so we have somewhere to hang out. I think last year I think I did like 9 hours or something like that. That's I got a little. I stream too much. Our prisons are better than our nursing homes. That would be cool to do a StreamYard. Yeah, I think it could be. People are not
I think we're
a-holes
ready
on this channel.
Any issues to bring up before we bring in the jury?
No.
Okay,
No, Judge.
That's an old. I have a friend of mine. She has had a Chihuahua forever as well. They apparently get quite old. Well, that's why I do it, because I know those days can be. I don't care much about it because I always used to be alone at Christmas, so it's not. So I thought, well, if I can bring some joy and some fun and some seasons in the sun, we could go frolicking together. Right, Jamie?
Yeah.
The judge looks old. Yeah, he looks like Brett Steiner gotten old. Well, Brett Steiner is old now, but yeah. Many that man wanted to have a rolling rosy business with his wife as a madame. It could be that's what he was going to. Because if there's one thing that's good is doing prostitution in different states,
Yeah.
because that makes it a federal case.
Is he up on the stand already?
Yeah.
Please be seated. We are back in the matter of state versus Joseph Ferlazzo, 21 CR 8967. We're back from a lunch recess. All 16 members of the jury are present and accounted for. My usual questions. Anybody learn anything about the case since leaving the court? Did any of you read or come about any information or discuss this case with anyone during the lunch break? Seeing shakes of the head of all 16 members of the jury in answer to both questions, we'll resume the direct examination. Mr.
4 alternates in a case like that, that's a lot.
Seems like it.
Yeah, but they thought it would be 2.5 weeks, so they planned all wrong.
Palazzo, Mr. Palazzo's reminded he's still under oath.
Thank you, Judge. Hi.
Hi.
So we're going to start talking about the weekend of October 16th. Are you ready?
As ready as I'm gonna be.
Okay.
Ugh.
I think you testified that you drove from New Hampshire to Bolton and arrived around 5:30-ish. Is that about right?
That seems right. It was still
Okay.
light out.
Still light out.
Yes,
And this was mid-October.
right.
Okay. And during the
Light out in
drive,
October.
what kind of mood were you in?
I went to court today at 20 minutes to 9, and it was barely light. It was just gray, and I left court at 1, and it had gotten darker again. It's Vermont
Wintertime. Yeah.
is kind of almost at the same height as us, I believe. So it should be dark in the winter.
Great mood. Yeah.
Only
we
like,
spent well,
November,
I guess close to
Yeah, it's dark in November, Jamie.
11 months.
It gets dark
like working on
November
the,
1st, and then it stays
working on
dark
Rosie
till March
and
30th.
this was our first
If you live where
road trip,
Fedorowski haven't seen the sun since
as a
July
family.
1st.
so it's very exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Emily too, she was in a good mood.
Yeah, she was super excited to take Rosie out, and she was stoked to meet Nikki and Ariel.
Okay. So you get to Vermont, and where in Bolton do you go?
We went to the Bear Run condos. My sister rented one of the she rented a Airbnb condo. So we went to, it was like, there's 3 large buildings, and I think it was the last building.
Okay. Where did you park?
Parked in the parking lot outside of the building. There was a nice flat spot, and for anyone who's ever driven like an RV, like finding level ground is it's like winning the lottery. So, well, typically if you don't find level ground, then you have to level out the RV, or else everything's going to be, if you put something on the counter, it's just going to slide onto the floor.
Okay.
So you got to make everything level the best you can.
And so finding level ground was,
Yeah, it was great.
it was great.
Yeah.
So what's the next thing that happened after you parked the vehicle, the camper, Rosie?
Parked Rosie, and so the access road to get up to the condos is very, very steep, like really, really, really steep. And there was smoke coming from the transmission, and some of it had made its way into the cab. So when we parked, she was upset about the smoke being in there. So we made efforts to immediately like open up the door, open up the roof hatch, open up all the sliders, and get some fresh air within the.
Rosie, Rambling Rosie, I think is what they call the
Roaming Rosie.
roaming Rosie is what they call the RV.
The cab. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of smoky in there, and she was upset about the smoke.
And then what happened?
Well, there was a bit of arguing about that, and I suggested that just step outside and get some fresh air until the thing blows itself through, and there was still light, and I suggested that we take advantage of the last light of the day, and so where it's located.
Wouldn't the first thing do you park your RV? You're just driving a long time, and there's smoke coming from the transmission. Yeah, you get your dog out, put it on leash, take a walk so the transmission can cool down, and then. No, she got upset, yelling because smoke from the transmission cut into. No, she didn't.
Is on. Technically, there's 3 peaks at the Bolton Valley mountain range. It's like Woodland, Vista, and Timberline. So we were on the Timberline peak, and I suggested we go down. If you hike a short way down, there's a drop off, and you can get the last light of the valley over the trees. So I suggested that we hike down to the drop off and take some photos and post them up on Roaming Rosie, our social media.
And what did Emily say or do?
She was very angry about the smoke, and she started arguing about it, how pathetic it was, and that the whole thing just was turning into a shitty situation or something like that, is what she said. Then what happened then? Yes, she said she did not want to go hike down.
Did this conversation happen inside or outside the camper?
This one, it started outside and then worked its way inside. And I was like, you seem like really, really hostile, is what I said to her. And I'm like,
Yeah,
what's going on? Like the drive there was fantastic. Like we're singing along to the radio together. We're
No.
I think so, but
I don't think she would.
I don't believe
think
him.
she would blow a full-blown gasket because, one, I don't think she understands where smoke from the transmission comes from, because this is his idea that they should do the van life. I bet you she didn't want to do it. 2, the easy part would be, well, yeah, I know it's a piece of shit car, but we have to let it cool down. Let's take Rufus, or whatever the dog's name is, for a quick walk. Then we'll come back. We can get some air. I need it. We just drove 5 hours. I need to stretch the legs. I bet you even a woman would understand the reasonableness in that.
Hmm.
Well,
talking about how we're gonna like start our trip and go meet the rest of my family. And she's all smiles. And then next thing I know, she's like throwing stuff around. And
Like what?
Nice.
there was like a basket that had some bottles of alcohol and some candles. And there's like a bunch of throw pillows and Remington. Remington was like sitting with her and she like threw her off. So I was like, yo, like maybe just like pour yourself a drink and relax.
But you were outside because you needed to let the transmission smoke leave the car. Now you're inside throwing stuff around and say, hey man, maybe calm down, which I always recommend for you fellas out there who has a lady who gets her, you know, ladies, just tell her, calm down. It's in your head only. It works 100% of the time sometimes.
Works like a charm.
You know, we brought stuff to make drinks. We brought marijuana. I was like, yeah, just have a smoke, have a drink, and we finally made it on vacation. Like, just try to take that in.
And what happened?
Well,
Well, let me ask you specifically, did she have a drink?
I can't remember the story you told me to tell, so please ask it in a way so you can lead me through my testimony.
We can't remember his own story that he's trying to tell,
made
so
drinks.
he doesn't look stupid when they cross him.
for myself, and I thought that she was earlier. Dr. Shapiro said there was no alcohol in her system.
So, don't comment on that, please.
Okay,
Did she have a drink?
I saw her drinking.
Okay, what?
Must have just been Red Bull.
Okay,
But I was having Red Bull vodkas. That's what I was.
that's what you were drinking?
Yeah.
So you had a drink, and your recollection is that she had a drink?
Yep.
And was there any conversation going on while you two were having a drink?
Yeah. So there was conversation because I was like, yo, you're really hostile. Like, what's going on? Like, it can't just be like the smoke cleared out. Like, why are you so hostile? And she said that. She's like, well, I have a dilemma. And I was like, what do you mean you have a dilemma?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to the hearsay.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you come up and why don't we hear what the proper is?
This is, he hasn't gotten better over lunch. Let's just say it that way.
No.
Hey, man, why don't you just calm down? I think if you just try to relax, you'll relax more. Maybe don't live so much up here, man. Have a drink, man. Try to calm down and we'll fix it. You seem angry. Are you mad? All the things you should say to a woman when she's mad. Again, you will get laid that night. Laid out.
Calm
Yeah,
down,
calm
babe.
down,
You're
babe.
acting crazy. That's the magic words, guys.
Yeah, why can't you just relax? We're on vacation. You're acting crazy. It's almost like your mom. Oh,
Ooh,
you are gonna be.
Baker. Oof. That's mean.
Mm,
That is fighting words.
yeah. Neither do I, but I am also single. Yeah, I love that. Oh, I'm having a dilemma. What normal person says, well, honey, I'm having a dilemma. I'm sitting here thinking, Pluto, was it fair it lost its status as a planet? Is a mini planet really not just emasculating it?
Well, I want him to elaborate. What was this dilemma?
Yeah, that's hearsay, Jamie.
I know, but let us hear it. Who gives a crap? What was this dilemma?
Yeah, just tell her, hey, babe, when I was with Veronica last night, she didn't act like this. She was all calm. Maybe you should.
Yeah,
read
when I was
So how
banging
was
that
your
other
closing
chick,
without the specifics of
she
what
wasn't crazy.
Emily may have said, but without going into specifics. You told, we saw in the interview that she was saying hurtful things to you. Is that a fair statement?
I saw that in the interview, yes.
And is that your recollection of what you were hearing?
From watching the video,
No, I don't want to know what you saw in the video. I want to know what you remember.
from what I remember of our conversation,
Yes.
well, I started telling you about our conversation, but then there was an issue with it, so I don't know what to do.
Answer questions and we'll take up whatever issues there are.
Okay. All right, yeah. So we had gotten to the point where there was a discussion of a dilemma. And when I inquired about it, she showed me on her device that she had typed a very lengthy, in the notes app, there was like a multiple page, I don't know what you call it, but it was labeled dilemma. So I was like, okay, well, it seems like you have something to talk about. But then she deleted the note.
You saw that.
Yeah, she deleted it and she said, I'm not going to talk about it. So
How were you feeling about this conversation? How did it make you feel?
it made me feel like it was pages and pages. So it made me feel like she had something that needed to be expressed. And when she deleted it, I was like sort of shocked that something that took that much effort wasn't going to be brought to my attention.
What happened next?
At some point, I texted my sister. We were supposed to meet up. There was a bit more argument about how pathetic the bus was and how shitty the trip was, and
Let me ask you this. You started saying you texted your sister.
yes,
What did you text to your sister?
I asked her when she was gonna be showing up, because we were eager to meet her. Something to that effect. I can't really remember what I texted to my sister, but it was something to like, when are you gonna be here? We're here.
And so did your sister meet up with you?
Yes, she did.
Where?
She came to the condo and parked next to Rosie and came into Rosie.
Was she alone?
No, she wasn't. She was with her boyfriend Ariel.
Okay. And was Emily in Rosie with you?
Yes, she was.
So how long was Nikki there? And Nikki and Ariel?
Nikki and Ariel came and stayed for, I would estimate, a half an hour.
Okay. Did Emily participate in conversation with your sister?
She greeted them. Introduced herself, and then she sort of just sat quietly on the edge of the bed, not really engaging in any kind of conversation.
And you and your sister, you talked?
Yeah, we were just catching up on sort of current events, what was new with her, how it was great to see her, and then the introduction of Ariel. I had never met him before, so just trying to get a little backstory on how those two got together.
So I think you said that, I don't remember what you said. How long was she in the camper?
I would estimate a half an hour.
And what happened after that?
She invited us to come to their Airbnb, and then she left Rosie and went into her unit.
And what did you do after that? After Nikki left?
After Nikki left,
Yep.
I made another drink, had some more to smoke, questioned Emily on if she wanted to join. There was Nicole had said that they were going to watch Netflix, so that was like that was one of the options. I think she also said like there were some board games or something like that in the unit. So we could play cards or board games or watch Netflix and just hang out. So
Okay.
I asked Emily if she was interested in just going and having a kickback with Nikki and Ariel. And she said no.
So she didn't go with you.
No, she said she did not want to go in.
So you went into Nikki's Airbnb.
No, I did not. No, I did not. I told her that I wanted to go in because we came to spend time, and it started an argument, and there was a time where we were talking about.
Yes. He didn't listen to our friend Roger.
She had made a new acquaintance in Vermont, and
Oh, she had a bang buddy in Vermont?
yes, this is a conversation with Emily.
You can't say that.
Yes, Nikki left, and I invited Emily. I was like, let's go hang out with them, and
He had tons of them, but it's his sister, the other one he's talking about in this one.
she said, I don't know if I want to. She said, I don't know if I want to.
Hearsay.
She's like, this is pathetic. This is
Hearsay.
this is not what I want to be doing. I want to go. She had met someone, and she told me about using.
Objection, Your Honor, again, we're getting into hearsay, and I also don't know what the relevance is of this.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah, okay.
the conversation you had, did it lead to an argument?
Yeah, there was an argument because she wanted to go hang out with her friends, and I told her that she came on the trip, and she told me earlier that day, she said she was here to meet my family, to hang out. Like, so I was very confused. Like, well, now you say you want to leave, but we just got here. So,
So what did you do next?
well, I told her I was going to go, and then there was, she started saying some very hurtful things and some very threatening things if I was to go and leave her to.
It's actually starting to hurt my brain to try and understand what he's saying, because he's thinking on his feet, trying to remember what they discussed he was going to talk about. But he's not smart enough to remember his own lies. And now he's trying just to throw shit at her to try and make her the bad guy. When in reality, all we want to know is what happened. Why did you do it?
Yeah.
It's
What justifies what you did to her?
yeah. Let's see how he does on cross. That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
He's probably going to have a mental breakdown on cross. I bet. What are the odds on a anxiety attack?
A lot.
Yeah.
To her solitary. Yeah, that was the next thing that confused me, was why are we getting threats all of a sudden?
Do you have any idea about what time of night this was?
This isn't news to you, Guy. Apparently she's been abusive and threatening this whole time.
Yeah.
This could have been
No, she just beat him up before. Now
estimate
she's
around 9
15
p.m.
as well. He wanted to get a divorce.
So what did you do
But
after that?
it's
Well,
very
she
threatening.
threatened his business back then, so
Well,
Just,
I told her if you want to go, then go. Like I don't want you to.
I think he's
I don't want
messing
you
up
to
the
be
story
unhappy.
that,
If you don't
that
want to
she
be
left
here, then
and
don't
never
be
came
here.
back.
But up
I
until
did it
now,
because
like
I
you
had
said,
to
you wanted
defend
to.
myself.
So, I just need a moment.
Yeah, to try and remember. Yeah, Nikki said everything was good when they met at the van, and she liked her, and they were smiling and happy. But she could only keep that facade up for 30
What
minutes.
happened is I ended up staying in the bus with her.
Oh, it's because the court is going, so StreamYard can't put it in. I'm just saying that Nikki was the first witness, and she said we had fun. We met up, and it was nice meeting them. And 30 minutes, that's for 30 minutes. And then she went right back to threatening him. Come on, fella.
she's a.
What was she doing?
Well, she was having a fit, really. She was cussing and saying how shitty it was and how shitty I was for not giving her money to go have an Uber and like leave the vacation. And
And what were you doing?
I was on vacation, so I made another drink and I had some more to smoke. And
That's also totally. They were living in a short bus, the ones like Zach drove to school, and he's just sitting in there stoking all the time, drinking, while she's throwing things around, going totally crazy, yelling and screaming. And hey, I'm on vacation, man. Does that seem, Jamie, if you were yelling at your fella and he was just sitting next to you, yeah, that's cool, man. I'm on vacation. Would the Yankee candles fly faster or slower?
Faster.
Yeah. I only hijacked the bus twice.
Well,
When he
and
said,
did we see anything broken in there? Anything messed
No.
up when they went on there? It didn't look like it. Everything looked to be in place.
no, he was a self-employed tattooist. But oh, yeah, you can't give Uber money. Yeah, that's right.
And just to clarify, you were drinking vodka and Red Bull?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I remember dancing.
No, it was a transmission smoke, and now he's putting on music and dancing while she's having a fit. He could just as well have said, "Calm down, honey. You're acting like your mom." That would be less irritating than what he's doing now.
I just imagine him just being so chill and she's just so mad. Like,
He's just standing
that's-
over there listening to,
it's so irritating.
"I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy," and she's standing in the background. "Oh, you mother effer! This is horrible. I have to spend time in this van." "Yeah, baby, you're on vacation, man." "I
just-
shot the sheriff."
He's just shimmying those hips.
Yeah, in the toilet room where you can't move because it's so little.
Exactly.
Oh. Yeah, he should just have gone into the sister's condo, even especially if she's angry. Nothing works better than an angry woman. Just leave her alone. She will
Yeah,
never
go.
resent you for that and bring that up in the next argument. Guys, my How to Date Women book will be released soon.
It's gonna be a bestseller. He's gonna get lots of.
I'm gonna get lots of
You're gonna
5-star
get
reviews.
sued.
Baker, you saved our marriage. I
Oh
told
my
her,
god.
honey, It's all in your head.
I think I put some music on and I was just dancing with Remington.
Dancing
Oh
with the
God,
dog.
dance with
And,
the dog. Not even your
Yeah,
lady, the dog.
just
That's
trying
a
to
slap
enjoy
in the
the
face.
moment. Really, that's what I remember doing.
And what happened?
Well, I just need a second.
You've been thinking about this for 2 years and you can't remember what you did.
So at some point, I remember she had grabbed her device, her phone, and I think she was just like scrolling.
Scrolling?
Yeah, I think she was just like scrolling around. I'm not sure what exactly sites or what apps she was using. So, but yeah, I was just doing what I came there to do. I was just enjoying the scenery, like watch the sun go down. Spent some time with Remington. I was, I kept asking her, like, if you want to talk at all, like, please talk to me. Like,
Hey, girl, man.
there was
we're on
pages and
vacation.
pages
wanna
that you
talk?
wrote, so it sounds like
Me
we
and
should talk.
Remington just having a party while you're angry.
But she didn't.
I don't know why you're so upset, but if you need to talk about it,
Yeah. If you just take
And
a
then what
time out,
happened?
take a chill pill, lady. And we were dancing over here till you're ready to talk.
yeah.
Well, there was points where I would take Remington out to to do go potty or do her business, and
Let me interrupt you.
yeah.
Was it dark by this time?
Yeah, it started to get dark. That's what I was remembering, that it was starting to get dark, and I was getting concerned about taking Remy out. So I did like a
Yes.
rearrangement of the firearms, because I started carrying the Glock outside. It has tritium sights on it, so you can see in the dark. And that was I had seen some what I believe to be coyote. I like shone a flashlight and I saw a couple sets of eyes in the dark. So
First of all, you can't see in the dark just because it have a luminescent. But probably a mistake. You meant you could still aim because that had a little luminescent point to the, I don't know what that's called, front side. Second of all, coyotes running around in the neighborhood in Vermont outside an Airbnb with a truck blaring Bob Marley, smelling like weed, and
It's possible.
with a big dog. Also, because coyotes are friends of dogs. I sometimes watch that farmer who has like 3 dogs taking care of the sheep. If I know one thing, it's dogs and coyotes are friends. It's the bestest of friends. They never ever yell at each other.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. I've never been in that area. It got bad here for a minute, but it's calmed down now.
Probably raccoons. Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah, that was more fun listening to that. It was El Chupacabra. You have the same hoodie? I like Puma hoodies. They're good. Oh, as Jamie calls them, Puma.
Oh my goodness.
Remington's a pretty small dog. and I just wanted to be able to protect her. So
So the Glock is a gun that you typically carry.
I don't typically carry that gun unless, I mean, I take it hunting, but it's not like a concealed carry. I will open carry it in a situation similar to what I just described, where I'm just taking the dog out to do her business. We were up on the top of the mountain, so I actually used to live there, so I've seen bobcats, mountain lions, fox, coyote, and they're brazen. Like I remember carrying groceries up those steps and actually having a coyote like confront me. So I just wanted to be able to protect Remington.
So let me ask you, did you purchase that Glock?
Yes, I did.
Did it have a silencer when you purchased it?
When I purchased it, it had a threaded barrel to equip a silencer. I ordered the silencer the day that I purchased it, and it came in weeks later.
Okay. And there were other firearms that were found in the camper. Were they
Yes.
all registered to you?
Yes, I think there were 6 firearms. Yes, there were 6 firearms in Rosie.
And prior to knowing you, do you know whether or not Emily had any experience with firearms?
She might have had some experience.
Hey, Shorty. Yeah, most of the viewers that are here now will probably not be watching on Sunday because it'll be 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But watch the rewatch because me and Shorty is gonna get on down. I'm gonna tell her, have you tried relaxing? And just listen to her for an hour talking about how I absolutely shouldn't have said that. So it's gonna be a wonderful show. Jamie will sit and say, yeah. And if she runs out of material, I said, you remind me of your mom. And it's going to be the best show in Creators for Christmas. I will be dead after that, but still, it's going to be wonderful. So you come back and watch it later on Sundays.
You're doing it at 3 a.m. your time? Or
Yeah,
our time?
because the rest of the world moves on a different clock than America. So Shorty had a hole in her schedule at that time. So we're going to do it. It's going to be early in the morning, my time, late in the afternoon, her time, and in the middle of the night in America.
Okay.
Relaxing. That's what you women should do. It's all in your head.
But when her and I started going target shooting, it seemed like she was still fairly novice.
And it was mentioned in testimony earlier that a Taurus was found in the camper.
Yeah, there's a Taurus 9mm pistol.
Was that Emily's gun?
Well, that was the gun that she liked to use the most because it has a small grip.
Okay. So I interrupted you. You said you took Remy out and saw what you thought might have been coyotes, and you came back into the camper.
Yep.
What did you do or say then?
Well, I came back in and I put the Glock in the sock bin. And
Where's the sock bin in relation to the bed?
the sock bin is like in we'll call it a closet.
Yeah, they just arrived a couple of hours before this.
But
So
it's
is
just
that
like
at the foot of the bed?
it's at the foot of the bed. It's like an opening where there's like a rod for hanging some clothing, and there's bins for like socks and underwear. So I set it in there.
Did you put the silencer on it at that time?
It had the silencer on it
Already.
I guess the last time that I cleaned it, which was months prior. I don't remember the last time the silencer was off of it.
And did you say anything at all to Emily about the coyotes?
I did. I said, "Oh my God, I saw 2, and that means like if you see 2, there's like a whole pack." So I was like, yeah, like they're probably looking at Remington like, she's a small dog. So I was like, I bet they're like thinking she's like a snack. I was like, not today.
Did you say anything to her about you
Not today.
arming herself with the Taurus?
Oh,
You're right, Brian.
yeah. At one
You're
point when I went out, I took Remy out for a little stroll, and I said, "You got the Taurus. I'm taking the Glock." So she had access to that. She also had access to the shotgun, which was still out at the time, but she didn't favor its large. She favored the smaller pistol.
Okay, so going back chronologically, you come back in after seeing the coyotes.
Yeah.
You talk about her taking the Taurus, you get the Glock and put it, where do you put it?
I put it in the sock bin. It was at the base of the bed and like the opening of what would be.
Yes, for hunting or target practicing, but I can't have one at my house. If I have one, it must be a hunting rifle, and I would have to have a gun safe to have it in. I couldn't have my. Well, I'm not. You can only buy a handgun if you're a member of a gun club and stuff like that, and it's very. You have to. I wouldn't have problems with it. My background is pretty clear. Who hasn't killed a few people? But you don't have it access to it. You can have like air rifles and stuff like that, but that's about it. And we don't have a gun culture at all. I wish we did. I'd like some air defense.
Like a closet space.
What did you do then?
Same kind of thing, just continued to have some drinks, and it started getting dark, so I lit some candles, lit some incense. Yeah, just kind of I did what I like to call like aisle yoga. So there's like a
Oh,
not a very wide aisle that runs down the middle of the bus. So I was just doing some. It's like half yoga, half dancing. I had some music on. I was just stretching and enjoying myself.
And what was Emily doing?
She was scrolling away on her phone, on her device.
Was she on the bed?
Yes. Yeah.
Was she talking to you at all?
She was sitting on the bed. No, not much. Not much. Didn't really show a whole lot of interest in what was going on outside. Just sort of like looked up from her device, like when I talked to her, and then just sort of.
Okay. So she's sitting on the bed scrolling.
Oh.
You're doing your yoga, dancing, and drinking.
Yes.
And you had lit some candles and incense. What happened next?
There was. There was a point where Emily went from she was sitting up kind of like cross-legged, and then she went to like laying on her side, still just like scrolling away, just looking at her device, and then at one point she lashed out and started cursing at me about the candles being lit.
did she pick it up and
What did she do?
assault you
if
with it?
anything?
Well, she was, she was cursing. I don't know. It wasn't really, in my opinion, it wasn't really bright, but she was cursing.
I mean, the lighting wasn't overly bright.
Right. I didn't turn any of the I didn't turn any of the, we had like battery powered LED lights, and none of those were on. It was just candlelight. So
Let me interrupt you there, just to ask you about, there's been testimony that Emily's phone was powered off and so was yours at some point that evening. Why was that?
we turned our phones off to conserve battery life because we didn't have the ability to plug in.
But your
Okay.
sister is an
So that's why.
Airbnb right
Yeah.
next to you.
All right, so you didn't think it was overly bright in the camper?
No, I didn't think it was overly bright. I think there might have been 5 to 7 candles lit. So
How many?
5 to 7 candles lit.
Okay, of varying sizes?
All the candles were about the same size, like a large,
Like a
sort of
Yankee candle?
Candle, yeah,
Like, so you're
yeah, gesturing,
about,
whatever it is.
to
8
me, it
inches,
looks like about,
7, 8
how many,
inches.
you're saying about 7 or 8 inches tall?
Yes,
And what's the diameter?
possibly like a 4-inch diameter.
Okay, so 7 or 8 of those large candles.
Right. Yeah.
And what happened?
After her telling me to turn the fucking candles off, and I said it's not that bright, like you could always just roll over. She got up and ran at me and grabbed one of the candles, and it was like all I could do to like grab the
Yeah, imagine the patchouli, the weed, the Yankee candles, their unwashed bodies. That camper van must have smelled, and the transmission that burned off. Mm-mm-mm.
lid of it and like put it on top of it, and she like pulled it away and started swinging it at me and hitting me with it.
Where?
She hit me in like my neck and head and in my arms. I was like blocking. I think she might have like hit me in the chest. But I like wrestled the candle away from her and like put it back on the counter. And then there was like a flurry of punches and kicks that she started punching and kicking me. And
Where?
in my shoulders and arms, my forearms.
Closed fist.
Yeah, closed fist, trying to punch my face. And I had to restrain her. I had to like physically grab her by her arms and like hold her arms down. And she kept kicking. She actually kicked Remy. And I like sort of turned myself sideways and I like pushed her back to the side of the bed. And I told her that, that we're not your punching bags. And
You said what?
I told her that we weren't her punching bags.
We weren't.
She kicked Remy and she was kicking me and punching me. And I pushed her back and I told Remy, I was like, yo, we're gonna take a walk.
So I've asked you this question before. When she hit you with the candle, did it hurt you?
Yeah, I don't know what that thing weighs. Probably like 2 pounds or something. It's a heavy candle, and it hurt.
And after you took the candle from her, you just told us that she continued to hit you and
Yes.
kick you. And
Yes.
did that hurt?
Yes, she hits hard.
And then you restrained her arms and pushed her to the side of the bed.
I did. I held her arms down, and I like turned my hip sideways. She had kicked me in the groin, so I was not trying to have that happen again. So I like, turned sideways and sort of like just sidestep and like pushed her back. And I said, all right, like, we're not your punching bags here. Like, I'm like, no more hitting. And I said, you're going to stay on your side. I'm going to stay on my side. And then I like, I looked at Remy and I was like, you know what, let's just go outside. And so I grabbed a couple things. I grabbed the Glock, I grabbed Remy's leash, and leashed Remy up and we went outside.
And when you went outside, what was Emily doing?
I don't know. I told her,
Let me rephrase that
yeah.
question. You said you pushed her to the side of the bed and told her what you've already
Yeah.
described to
I
us.
said, you stay on your side and I'll
What
stay.
did she do anything after that?
I don't know. I went outside.
Did she stay on the bed? When you left, was she on the bed?
She was like leaning against the bed when I left. And I grabbed my stuff, and took off outside. And on the way out, I said, you know what? Like, just wherever you want, like, just be wherever you want. Like, I'm stepping out. Yeah, Remington and I stepped outside, and, you know, she, when I say she, I'm talking about Remington, went and, you know, did her business. So.
Well, he went like an hour
when
and
I
a
came
half
back
this morning.
inside
and
after
an hour now.
after letting Remy out, Emily was on the bed,
Yeah, there was Chloe in witness protection.
and
What did you do? Well, I believe you told us earlier it had been raining.
yes, it was actually, yes, it was raining outside. So
God.
when I came back in, Remington and I were wet, so I grabbed a towel and dried Remy off and dried myself off, and I came back in. And
Where was Emily?
she was on the bed. I think she was like scrolling on her phone. And,
But she turned her phone off to conserve
But I
battery.
So what did you do?
I made a drink. I came in. I put my stuff down. I came in, made myself a drink, and had some more to smoke. Asked her if she was up for talking about why.
I don't know. I don't do the devil's letters because it's illegal in Denmark, and I'm 40-year-old man. It's too late to start doing drugs in my age. He's been constantly smoking and drinking. She's been constantly scrolling on her phone. He's been doing yoga. He's been dancing with the dog. He's gone coyote hunting. I would love to have a time frame. Is this at 1 a.m. or is it at 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
I have no concept of how much time have passed since your sister was there. The only
Exactly.
we have two things. We have the approximate arrival time at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and the sister came over for half an hour. Other than that, he'd been smoking, drinking, and doing yoga.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's beginning to stammer more because he has to get this. He's going to nail this part. I bet you he's going to nail this part. Yeah, and then she wanted to do a puzzle, and it's been a good day. It's a good day.
She had a fit about the candlelight. And I don't know what she was saying. She was saying something, but it was just like she was just like muttering. So I couldn't really hear what she was saying.
Okay, then what happened?
Yeah, you women should speak up more. You're always complaining we don't listen to you, but you mumble too much.
Well, at some point there was
Oh my God, guy.
I just need a minute.
Yeah, I
chop,
really
chip.
have to think about this.
Because you didn't offer in self-defense. So you have to think of, Oh, how angry was she? I gotta get this right.
Do you know those cartoons where where they kind of like do an X-ray of the skull and you can just see the wheels spinning in there? This
Yeah.
is his brain right now. Come on, come on, come on, come on. How am I going to get out of this? How I'm going to get out of it?
Yeah, this is bad.
Yeah. She was. They turned off her phone to conserve battery, but she's been scrolling that phone for 4 hours. It's. Yeah. Now he's going to do the. Oh, my left arm is feeling numb.
Fake a heart
There
attack.
was yeah, there was some muttering from her.
What was the question? Could you hear what she was muttering?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
And,
thought she said, and what happened next or something. He's just
Yeah.
been stammering the whole time.
And then I don't
I don't remember.
After there was muttering from her, what do you remember doing next? You.
some time had passed. I think there was like another drink involved.
Oh my God.
He's drinking more than some creators when
And then at some point,
Brandon is in
I
one of
had
his moods.
Well, he's stressed. She's stressing him out. It's fine.
I had decided to go climb in bed, and
And just to be clear, your side of the bed is at the back of the bus, correct?
right, yes, it is.
So in order to get to your side of the bed,
Yeah,
what did you have to do?
Your Honor, leading.
Absolutely leading.
there's
What did you have to do?
yeah, to get into the bed. So to give you an idea, like the bed is very high. There's a lot of storage, and then there's a mattress, and then she was laying on top of it, so it was very high. So you have to climb onto the couch and then across her side of the bed to get into my side of the bed.
So did you say that you decided to try and get into bed?
Yeah, I decided to get into bed.
And did you take the Glock with you?
Yeah, I drained my drink, and I grabbed the Glock off the counter, and I
And what was Emily doing?
she was laying in bed.
And where, if you know, was the Taurus?
The Taurus was under her pillow.
How do you know that?
That's where it was the last time that I had saw it,
When was that?
earlier that day.
Okay.
Okay.
That evening or that day?
That day.
Okay.
It was-
No, you gave her. You gave her the Taurus when you went out with the dogs because there was coyotes out there, and you took the Glock because it had that iron sight that made you see in the dark. Come on, fella, I can keep your story more straight than you, and I'm not listening, and I haven't been listening for the last hour. I never said I was 40 years old. I'm 27. Thank you for reminding me.
was there all day.
Okay, so you take the Glock
Yes.
that already has the silencer on it, correct?
Yeah, it had a suppressor on it.
And what do?
I climb into bed, and
It's
as
because
I'm
too am
climbing
convinced
across
now.
Emily, her mutters turned into shouts, and I you have to climb over the person to get to, like, if this is my spot and this is
I am not 48. I'm 27. 48. What? Jamie, this is what I have to say. Chat is getting out of control.
her spot, this would be her. Like, you have to like climb over her to get to here. So I was climbing over her, and she shouted, "Fuck off!" And she like threw an elbow at me, and elbowed me in my groin.
Did that hurt?
Yeah, it hurt. It was like right to my genitals.
Did you say anything when she said fuck off?
I didn't say anything when she said fuck off. I got hit in the groin.
If any chats were removed, it was YouTube that removed it. The only one who gets chat removes are Zach because he used all caps. So YouTube has removed it. Why? I don't know.
And I said, no more hitting. And so we had like a bunch of throw pillows that we like lined around the bed, like the top of the bed where we slept. So one of the throw pillows was right there, and I swatted her with the throw pillow, and I said, "Stop hitting." And
Like she's a child.
that's when it happened.
What happened?
She said, "That's it. You're dead." And she threw her arm under her pillow, and she pulls her hand out with the Taurus. And
How were you feeling?
I was feeling,
You're dead, man.
I don't believe it.
Yeah,
One bit.
and like 80 said, but you had your silenced pew pew with you in bed because it'll be really easy to move that if you lay it somewhere because you added this much length to it. It'd be really easy if someone comes in to just move that around. If you have it for self-defense, you have it so it's easy to use if you need to use it. You don't put on as Zach would call it, 45 inches of extra steel.
horrified. Just
Were
like
you afraid?
I was terrified. Like there was like as soon as I saw that, like
Oh, another one got a package. Well, I'm happy another one arrived.
Yay!
If you want, and only if you want, send me a DM with a picture because I can't remember what you got.
just felt like this like wave of heat, like just like red hot, and
red hot.
She started like pushing her body up in an instant, and I'm like, no, and like I don't know, like she wasn't stopping, and I had I had my I was holding my Glock, and she started just like coming up at me, and I just fired.
Why?
She was gonna shoot me.
And you were afraid?
Very.
You fired twice.
That's
Do you
right.
remember firing twice?
All I remember is like feeling like three. Like
it's three
things. It was like I felt like.
Tell me what your favorite is.
It was like boom, 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 and it was like 2 shots, and then her body like dropping. Like
That's what you remember.
that's what I felt. Yeah.
That's what you saw.
Yes.
But I asked you what you felt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I felt the. It's just horrified. And. Yes, it was terrible.
Did you shoot her because you were angry?
No. Yeah, it was like she wasn't going to stop, and like that was the only way. Like it didn't like didn't have to be like that. Like
Oh.
I don't think she got any spunk. Jamie had all my spunk. Because he was crawling over to his side of the bed, so he just had it in his hand. Lucky for him, because this crazy lady was about to kill him.
Is there a question?
I'm giving my witness time to recover. He's having
He
some
seems recovered. Just move
difficulty.
on. We've been waiting a long time. Come on.
Okay, so are you ready to continue?
maybe just a moment.
So, Joseph. Okay.
I don't. Yeah,
What happened
because that
after you
was
shot her?
operable. He wasn't asleep with it, but he took it to bed with a silencer on it, because they used to sleep with pew-pews under their pillow. He claims.
I yelled at her, like, I said, "Are you fucking kidding?" And like, why the hell would you do that?
Did you know she was dead?
I picked her up.
You're asking for a sidebar, ask for it, but don't come up here.
Yeah, let's take a sidebar and say, can we just move on because this is taking.
Maybe,
Go ahead.
maybe approach briefly. Very briefly.
Suppressor, please. Well, I will try to remember to say suppressor. Well, she was nagging and she was hitting him all the time, and this devil woman has hit him in the head with a laptop, fists, pillows, candles, kicked him in the gonads. He was kind of begging for it, according to him.
Okay. You picked up her body, then what did you do? You've already told us that you were yelling at her.
Yes.
What did you do?
I shook her.
You shook her?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I wasn't sure if she was dead. And she just fell lifeless, and she was gone. Like,
Okay. What did you do after you shook her? You confirmed in your mind that she was dead. Is that
I
what you're telling us?
stipulated her
Yes, yes,
18
yes,
And what did you
times.
do?
I
Get to that part. The chopping up, I can understand. It's a big problem. Make it smaller.
I threw the pistol on the couch. I grabbed the other pistol. I threw that on the couch.
Let me back you up. You threw, what pistols are you talking about?
There's a Glock pistol and a Taurus pistol.
So the Glock is yours, and that's the one you used to shoot her. Is that right?
That's correct.
And the Taurus was hers.
That's correct.
And what did, they were both on the bed? Is that what you said?
No, he stipulated her 18 times after.
Yes.
What did you do with them?
I threw them off the bed onto the couch.
Did you remove the silencer from the Glock?
No.
Okay, so you threw the two guns onto the couch.
Yes.
Then what did you do?
I slid off the couch and I slid off the bed, and I was like, I remember like touching her hair and touching her back and talking to her. And I was
Did you have anything more to drink?
later on, I had some more to drink. Yes.
So what you're telling us is you sat beside her body for some
Objection, Your
period
Honor.
of time?
He has not testified to any of that.
Yes. For some time, I sat.
So wait,
Oh, I'm sorry.
wait,
I'm sorry.
wait.
There's a series of leading questions, Ms. Jansen.
Yes, I've been told. So what did you,
Wait until I finish. So
oh, okay, sorry.
No more leading questions, all right?
Well, we're just setting some foundational things, Judge.
I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time.
So
Yeah. Well, too bad.
Where are
without
we?
my putting words into
You
your
chose
mouth,
to
what did you
stand
do
there.
next?
Stand.
I sat with her body, and I touched her hair. I touched her back, and I talked to her. And
Do you have any idea what time of day or night this might have been?
this was probably after 2 a.m., which would be Saturday morning.
Then what did you do then?
I At some point, I lifted her up again, and I was inspecting her, and I just saw like a lot of blood like coming out of her head, and I was like, oh my god, like. So I went and I had some plastic bags, so I went and opened a plastic bag, and I put it under her head, so she would. I didn't know how much blood was going to come out, so. It was like a catchment, and I sat there for some time, just like maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, just like sitting there, and there was I don't, at some point after that, I think I like slid off the couch onto the floor, and I called out for Remington.
Mm.
And she has like a small doghouse underneath one of the couches, so I checked on her, and I sat with her, and at some point I grabbed the vodka and continued drinking.
Let me stop you
Okay.
and ask you. You're testifying today about what you remember. When did these memories come to you?
My memories came to me sometime after the event. I was detained by the police, and I was put into a cell, and
then your memory returned.
I want to say it was like at some point, maybe like I'm estimating, like a week or 2 weeks, probably closer to 2 weeks later.
I love this stress-induced amnesia that criminals get. Man, I can't remember. Oh, you can't remember stabulating her 18 times, cutting her up, leaving her in plastic bags while going out, eating with your sister, tattooing your sister, going to dinner with your sister. You didn't remember anything till the police got you. Isn't that marvelous? I was a layman in a murder case once, and he couldn't. The only thing he remembered was she was nagging him on the couch, so he went over there to just flip her a little adjustment slap. And the next thing he remembers, he was knocking on the neighbor's door and said, "You better go in and check there because something bad happened." Yeah, you've been using her as a football all over the apartment for a couple of hours, but you don't remember anything. Isn't that wonderful?
After being in the cell, I don't know, like I had an experience. I know that this is going to sound strange, but I had an experience. I don't know if anyone's ever like been on a merry-go-round, where you're on it and everything's just spinning, but that's what I was experiencing. It just felt like everything was spinning, and then the ride finally came to like a stop, and then there was like a bit of clarity where like there wasn't as much like distortion.
So what you're telling us today about what you did after you shot Emily, are those memories that came?
He was on a merry-go-round. He couldn't remember to get off the merry-go-round and call the police. That's why.
Back to you later on.
Objection. Again, Judge, another leading question.
Sustained.
When did those, what you just told us, it was a couple of
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks. I was having flashbacks.
Oh, and Helen,
I finally started to. I felt very separated. And what I mean by that is like I feel like my mind and my body were on two different planets. And
Brandon, to finish at the same time as you, we have to get started a little early.
I finally like rested and started to like feel clearer about things, and I was trying to understand what happened, and trying to put the pieces back together. And Yeah.
So let's continue with what you remember happening, and we're in the early
That
hours
wasn't
of
the swings
Saturday
talked
morning,
about with
right?
me.
Yeah.
What do you remember next?
Early Saturday morning, I sat with Remy and we mourned together, and we were just like so scared and confused, and yeah, I remember drinking from the bottle, and then I remember the sun coming up, and yeah, I remember the sun coming up, and then at some point, I made the call to get some coffee together. So
So you remember making coffee?
Yep. I remember it being sun up, and I remember making some coffee. I had a French press and some coffee grounds, and made some coffee.
No, they were mourning together, him and the dog.
And took Remington out, drank some coffee, and then it was just, yeah, I don't know, like I was just like, I was really shook. So I just I was having a hard time focusing, you know. I just remember like my mind was like working in loop or something. Like I just kept seeing it happen over and over. It was terrible.
Are you telling us that you saw yourself shooting Emily?
Objection, Your Honor.
No.
Wait until the judge rules.
Oh, sorry.
It's so leading, and she should be
No. I just remember.
admonished.
I just remember like the sensation of like her body dropping, and I remember like picking her up and her just like falling, just lifeless.
And that's what you remembered?
Yeah.
You were, I think you said over and over.
Yeah, like intermittently just interrupting everything.
What, if anything, do you remember doing on Saturday?
Well, he got his memory back 2 weeks later, but he did remember getting up, using his bougie French press, calling his sister, say, "Hey, you want to go for lunch?" But there's a few holes with the rest of it.
On Saturday, I reached out to my sister. I was reaching out to see if she was awake, if she had her morning coffee yet, to see what her plans were for the day. And I don't know if she asked me or if I asked her about eating, because the next thing that I remember is we went to eat some breakfast.
You remember that?
I have like a couple flashes of like getting in her car, somebody's car, Ariel's car, I don't know whose car. I remember getting in their car. I remember like being at the restaurant. I don't really remember specifics.
Do you remember telling her anything about where Emily was?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I do remember she asked.
Yeah, he might have blacked out, or he might have blacked out, because then he can't tell you what really happened when he stabulated his deceased wife 18 times and cut her up. This is what I would call defendant dementia, just like I call it defense dementia when the police can't remember anything when defense asks them. This is other BS, because he can clearly remember coffee grounds, going out with his sister, making a phone call. That's way too detailed to then claim I was I have no idea what happened. If he was that conscious that he could make himself a cup of coffee, he could have picked up the phone instead of dialing his sister, called 911 and said, "She was trying to kill me last night. I'm calling you now, fellas," because he consciously could make decisions, so he wasn't so blacked out that this is just other BS.
Is Emily joining us? And I lied and told her that Emily was still sleeping.
Why did you lie?
We talked about how their trip was for their vacation, and that she didn't want us to bring our drama to their vacation.
Your drama, your wife is dead. Shouldn't you say, no, we can't go have hash browns and eggs. I need to call El Huda and get some cops out here because I had to defend myself. She was crazy last night. Nope. You need those hashies and eggs.
So I didn't want to dump that on her.
So your testimony is that
Yeah,
you didn't
because it
tell
helps
her
so much more that you have
you
her
shot Emily
testifying.
because
Oh
you
my
were
God.
honoring her request not
Yeah.
to bring drama?
Yes, I didn't want to bring the drama to her vacation.
Okay. What else did you do on Saturday that you can now remember?
That you can now remember.
After breakfast, there was talk about her. She wanted a tattoo, and I said I'd be happy to give you a tattoo.
Again, you have 125 pounds of dead meat in your camper van, and you're making plans not to get the police out there and say, "Hey, fellas, women, am I right?" No, you thought, I'm going to tattoo my sister because she doesn't need the drama. I know we make jokes and we try to lighten the mood, but imagine being one of those 16 people who will in some day be allowed into a deliberation room, who has to listen to this crap and think, yeah, sure, fella. If they can even reach the room before they find him guilty, something's wrong with the jury people.
So we made plans to meet up. Oh, you know what? I think at some point I took a shower. Yeah, I took a shower. Yeah, I think after breakfast I took a shower in her Airbnb. And
So you remember her
Can't remember
asking for a
anything
tattoo and
during
you agreeing
breakfast.
to do that, right?
yes,
What else do you remember happened on Saturday, if anything?
You think?
took a shower. I went and I had to pack Rosie up for a trip. And after the events of the night or the morning, the events of the morning, Emily was lying on the bed. So I had to do like a cleanup. I had to clean up some things and move some things around and sort of pack everything up to move the bus. And yeah, I collected some items, and like I said, I packed things away so they wouldn't move around during transport. And I moved Emily from the bed onto the floor of the shower. And then
Any idea what time of day this happened?
I want to say midday.
So after you had breakfast, took a shower, came back, you cleaned up. Is that what you're telling us?
Yes.
Then what else, if anything, do you remember about Saturday?
Saturday, I drove to Sarah and Jason Lang's. They were letting me use a room as a studio where I was doing some tattooing, and there was I want to say maybe like an hour and maybe like an hour and a half drive up to St. Albans from Bolton. So I drove. I drove through Jonesville. I stopped at the river where we used to go swimming. I threw some items into the river. I drove to.
When did you remember all of this?
This is all stuff that I'm just putting back together. I feel like everything, all my memory is very fragmented. Like it's like pieces of a puzzle, and I'm just trying to put the puzzle back together. So I didn't remember until we started trying to figure out why everything happened and how everything happened.
Okay. So you drove up to St. Albans, is that right? To the Langs.
Went to the Langs.
What happened then, if you remember?
Well, apparently he
parked
drank
Rosie,
drunk and smoked
and,
a lot.
I went to speak with Sarah. She was home. I think Jason was working.
What, if anything, did you tell them about where Emily was?
They, well, Sarah was there, and she asked, "Where's Emily?" And I lied to her, and I told her that Emily had left to go hang out with some friends. Yeah, she was talking about going to hang out with her friends, so I just sort of like ran with that information and just told Sarah that she was hanging out with her friends.
We don't know.
What
We
do you
haven't
remember
seen
happening
those
next?
handshots.
At some point, my sister and Ariel showed up at the Langs. Yeah, she brought me my phone, and
What do you mean she brought you your phone? Wasn't it with you?
no, I asked her if I could use her electricity at her Airbnb and leave the phone charging, and she could just bring it with her. So she brought me my phone, and we talked about doing a tattoo, and I remember doing like a sketch out of the tattoo. I remember feeling like really, really angry. Not with my sister, but just like the events that happened, it just kept like rolling over in my head. And I was just so angry, like thinking like how anyone could push me to that. Like,
Yeah, be mad at the victim, you absolute pillock.
I just never thought that was possible. And yeah, just like really,
Please.
really out of focus. And
We've heard testimony from other witnesses that you appeared very calm and natural. Remember hearing that?
I do.
But you're telling us that that was not what your
Some
emotions
leaves on her
were.
forearm.
I was falling apart inside. Outwardly, yeah, I think I'm a very closed off person. I'm a very private person, and I do drink and use THC to excess. I mean, not anymore. I've been sober for 3 years, thank God.
You've
but-
been in prison, you a-hole.
Out there, it was pretty bad. I was drinking and I was smoking almost all day, and it definitely helped to like just keep me numb.
But are you telling us that in general you're a closed off person?
I mean, I don't really show outwardly like how I'm feeling or what's going on with me.
Okay. And it's been commented before that, and we've also seen it on the interview, you were able to go from showing emotion to having small talk just like that. How is that possible?
I mean, the interview, the video is
We're
hard.
going to talk about that in more detail. I'm just asking you about
well,
flipping
so
the switch and
yeah, a lot of times I've been working with people for a long time, and I I usually will start talking to someone to get them to open up about themselves.
And you're talking about working as a tattoo
Yeah,
artist.
yeah. Working as a tattoo artist and a piercer, what I do, it hurts. It hurts people. Like tattoos hurt, piercings hurt. So as a distraction, I will get people to talk. And once they're distracted enough, then I will do the procedure. And typically they're not focusing on the sensation, so they can be still. I don't know if anyone has tattoos, but you can't move around. It's permanent marks. So if you move around, if you want the word Bob, it might come out saying Bub. So you don't want to move around a lot when you're getting.
So is this your explanation of how you're able to engage in small talk?
Yeah, I just get people talking.
This is a habit that you've developed.
Yeah, it lets me focus on what I'm doing without having to worry about them.
Okay, so you said you were drinking a lot and smoking a lot at that time, over that weekend.
Yes.
And we were talking about what you did on Saturday. And what else, if anything, do you remember from Saturday?
Yelling all
Saturday,
day.
the tattoo for Nicole happened, and then Nicole, Ariel, and myself went to get some food and some drinks, and I believe they drove. They drove. I got in their vehicle, and we went to Twigs. And I remember having like a snack, and I remember having multiple drinks, and leaving. Well, really, I remember them dropping me off back at the Lang's place.
Okay.
I remember a lot of the conversation, or I felt very distracted and very just, yeah, I was going through some pretty emotional stuff.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I can't really explain it. It's like the first time anything like this has happened to me. So like, I couldn't focus.
Yeah, I lose focus every
But
time.
what I do remember is them dropping me back off at the Lang's.
Brandon, they have a $17 Philly cheesesteak. Shaved steak piled high with sauteed mushrooms, onions, peppers, and Twix cheese sauce. Should we go there?
And I remember going back into Rosie and just sort of seeing the state of affairs in there. And
What does that mean?
Emily was deceased, and
It says
there
so on
was,
the
like,
menu.
there was blood, and it was bad. And
Did you sleep that night?
no, I got a blanket, and I covered him, and
The significance is this is the one that's gonna save him. He can't remember anything he did to the body, but he remember going to Twix, having multiple drinks, and Brandon and I will go there to have a Philly cheesesteak.
sat with her and talked with her, and yeah, the three of us just sat together, and
We don't know.
yeah, we just cried, and
You cried.
yeah. Remington was it was like she knew what happened, and it was like she was crying too. You know, she was like whining.
Oh, she got 2 9 mils to the dome. She was gone.
And
So that's Saturday night.
yep.
Do you have any recollection of Sunday?
Well, I remember drinking. I remember sitting on the floor, like holding Em's hand.
There.
Uh-huh.
Did you have all of this? What were you drinking? Was it still what you told us before, vodka and Red Bull?
No. No, I believe that was Saturday night. So I remember drinking red wine and gin.
Was this alcohol that you already had purchased and had in the bus?
Yes.
It's a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, I had a real problem. And I didn't want to feel, I didn't want to be in my emotions like that. And I drank, and then I remember the sun coming up on Sunday, but I don't really remember Sunday.
Okay. Do you remember
You were
anything
busy
happening
working.
on Monday?
All I remember is from there on is just like flashes of things and just really like distorted.
Let me ask you specifically, do you remember going to the Basses on Monday?
I remember like a flash of being on the road, like riding there. I remember a flash of seeing Adrian's eyes.
Why did you go to the Basses?
Um, so that was that Monday? I had I found out that I went to the Basses,
I
and
mean, you found out. What do you mean you found out?
well, I read a transcript.
Okay, so I'm asking you if you have an independent memory or recollection of going to the Basses.
All I remember is like seeing Adrian's eyes, and
They have a $12 cheesecake.
yeah. Then after that, I remember having like a sensation of like hugging Spencer and like falling into his car.
Okay, so very sporadic memories.
Yeah. It's just there's no like memory reel. It's just there's a piece here and a piece there, and nothing lines up, and I can't.
We'll take our afternoon break now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's take our afternoon break. Oh my God. This is absolutely horrendous, but this is at Twix. Philly cheesesteak, Brandon. I'm not lying. It says Philly cheesesteak. Shaved steak piled high with sauteed mushrooms, onions, peppers, and Twix cheese sauce. So, yeah, his lawyer seems, yeah. She's just doing her job. What was the one I thought about? I don't like wings. Poutine. That sounds, I'd like that. I think that would be me. What's potato skins? We don't have that. Want to buy a bridge? Is it used? I don't go for used bridges. They had something else. Oh, the Flamester sounds good as well. Spinach, fresh jalapeno, pepper jack cheese, cayenne, aioli, and buffalo sauce. Probably wouldn't have the buffalo sauce. Or the Vermonster, applewood smoked bacon, sauteed Granny Smith apples, cheddar, and our homemade maple bacon jam. That sounds good. Never had mac and cheese. Maybe I should try some mac and cheese. Philly mac and out. Shaved sirloin, caramelized onions, sauteed green peppers, and mushrooms in our Twix cheese sauce. That doesn't sound that good. Sandwiches. Grandma's grilled cheese. Chicken tenders for the kiddos. See, a $12 cheesecake. I would probably go with. I haven't had a carrot cake in a long time. I like carrot cake. I would go with that. So whenever I go to Vermont, I know where I'm eating. I need to buy a bridge, Brandon. Ours fell in the storm this year. I'll buy used. Isn't that just skin with most of the potatoes scooped out, fried up with some? I don't know. I've never seen it anywhere. Philly cheesesteak rules. The one I had in the airport was okay. It wasn't the best sandwich. It was one of the more expensive sandwiches I ever bought because there was all these stupid taxes. But it was okay. It was good, especially when I was tired and just trying to keep moving. So I was ready for the flight over the Atlantic. Got the place recommended from both Marissa and Brandon, and it was okay, but it wasn't the culinary experience that I believed. Just made potato and broccoli soup. It was so good. Sounds nice. No, this is a artisan. Uh, what do they call themselves? It's an American gastropub with a unique pub, restaurant, and entertainment venue. So it's probably not government cheese. That's in Vermont. I don't know. Vermont is like that far away from where you live. You'd go with the lava cake. I'm not a big fan of that. The Reuben, I never had a Reuben, but I think there's horseradish on Reubens. I don't like horseradish. Yeah, I never had mac and cheese. It's not something we do. Oh, yeah. It's in St. Albans. St. Albans. Is the jury allowed to discuss before deliberation? I haven't heard him talk about it. I think so. I don't think so. Potato skins are so yummy, they still have some potato. Airport food is money and usually nasty. Yeah, but when I got up at like 6 in the morning, then I flew from Knoxville to Philly, and I think I had like a 6 or 8 hour layover in Philly, and you can't sleep anywhere, and I was tired as heck. So I just to do something. First, I went to the place where I was supposed to fly out of, and I thought there will be food courts all over. Nope, the only place they had the Philly cheesesteak was back at the part where I arrived, so I had to walk all the way back. And then Marissa had said I had to get a coffee at that place. Can't remember the name of that place. So I went back there, had a cup of coffee. It was okay, but I was so tired, and I really needed some good food in me too, because plain food isn't that good. You never had mac and cheese either. I like both, but the smell that puts me off. I don't know. Best pastrami sandwich in Midway Airport in Chicago. Reuben pizza. I had mac and cheese for dinner last night. I should try it. No, I didn't get any biscuits and gravy, which we were talking about I should have when I go to the South. I have to. Now I've been so nice and sending all that candy across the pond. Some of you should do so I could make I'm going to eat this nasty American candy and give you my reactions to it. Imagine having that as a stream, just eating candy. Choppy like it. What a Scandinavian that doesn't like horseradish? I can't be friends with you now. Well, I don't like horseradish. I don't like very bitter things. Yeah, it's a real place. It looks good. No horseradish on Reuben's sauerkraut. I never had sauerkraut in my life. I'm not German. Corned beef, sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, and Thousand Island. I don't have it. Let's roll down. It would be like an expert stream. Yeah, well, I don't like pixie sticks, so I can't do that. Yeah, we don't really sandwiches. Thousand Island on a Reuben? Well, I don't have a PO box because you can't have PO boxes in Denmark. I'm trying to see if I can get a business address, but so far only. Well, Pernilla found my address, so It's not that secret. And so she sent it. You would join in a candy chat. I tried making candied cranberries. Yeah. I'll make you some homemade sausage and gravy biscuits with the cat head biscuits next time. What's cat? We beat cats in a barrel. You make biscuits out of them, and you call us ancient. We can get you some of those orange circus peanut candies. I don't know. Should I make meatballs or hamburger soup? I would like some meatballs and some stewed. Call it white cabbage in Denmark. I'm not sure what that's translated into. I miss having that. That's so good. Good winter food. What is mikol? Called white cabbage? Can't be white cabbage. Well, it says white cabbage. I like that. I like stewed cabbage in the wintertime when it's cold outside. It gives you heat in the bones. Does Amazon deliver to you? No. Amazon is not available in Denmark. They have it in old Germany, and I think they've started up in Sweden, but we don't have it in Denmark. We have a company called CDON that's kind of the same, but they don't have all that wish list and stuff like that. They're old homemade biscuits. Yeah, but you call biscuits is like a bun. We would call that a bun. It's not like a biscuit. A biscuit is kind of like the cookies I made. We call that biscuits. Trivi, send a salami to your son in the army, name that famous pastrami deli. We put French fries and coleslaw in our sandwiches in Pittsburgh. Chocolate gravy. Yeah. Well, I didn't. Well, I said my first name, and then my brother came in way later, so a little stalky. I don't like surkål. That's such an ancient. That's what my parents ate. Grubhub is bringing me a room in 20 to 30 minutes. I have never heard about it. UPS delivers to Denmark. Get a box set up, dude. We can send you the American experience. I've tried to look for it, and it doesn't. The only thing I could found is like a business hotel where they just have mailboxes for you and then ship it on, but it's only in Copenhagen. We used to be able to buy. Back in the day, you can have like well, it's just we have these mail stations around where you, or packet stations where you can go and you have an app, you can open it. Back in the day, you could have one and just write, I want my deliveries delivered to this packet station. It's just I don't know what, probably as wide as this room with small and bigger compartments. And back in the day, you could put in just the address from that, and you would just get a notice that you have a package.
Is there anything to address before we bring back?
I don't make enough to pay
No, thank you.
Okay.
$250 a year to have a PO box. My dad loved flesk, boiled flesk with sauerkraut. Oh, that's too ancient for me. It's super easy. Freløk. That's my last name. Good luck spelling it in the Danish way. Yeah, it's very Danish, and that's why we're only 17 persons in the world with that last name. But yeah, but my accent is hard too. No, I don't think you can do that anymore. Yeah, but it's more boiled than baked in the oven, right? The fatty pork. I don't. Like but I don't think we have a UPS store. No, because
Please be seated.
we are 17 people in the world with my last name. You can find my
Back in
entire
the matter
family.
of state versus Joseph
Assholes on the
Jr. After our mid-afternoon break, all members of the jury are present, and we'll continue with direct examination. Ms. Chance.
Thank you, Judge. So, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. You've admitted that you lied on multiple occasions over the course of the weekend, right?
Right.
Do you remember the things you've already testified that you lied to your sister, you lied to the Langs?
Yes.
Any other lies that you remember telling?
No.
Do you remember sending text messages to Emily's phone over the course of the weekend?
I do remember sending messages when I was with my sister. She brought up Emily and I. It's like, oh, I'll send, I'll text her, see where she's at. And
Why did you do that?
that was another lie. I did not want to tell my sister what happened.
And when you were at the Basses, do you remember having a telephone conversation with a law enforcement officer from Vermont?
No.
You don't remember that? Okay. Why were you lying to all these people about where Emily was?
There's a service in Florida that'll box all of it, but it costs $50 every time you get a shipment sent. So it would be nicer if I have to figure out if you can have like, okay, when I have this amount of things, you can make one shipment instead of, okay, someone's sending me a T-shirt and another one is sending me a pixie stick. That's $100 is a little much for 2 shipments.
Well, I
butcher's box.
So it's like this. I had talked to my grandmother about coming to Pennsylvania to help get her out of her home and put her into a safer home, either like a 1-story home or like an assisted living. And Emily and I were going to go to Pennsylvania to help make that process happen. And
hey, that's my birth surname. No, that's my mom's birth surname. Mine was Henriksen. What the heck? So
To
it
get
ended
back
early.
to Pennsylvania to help your grandmother move.
yes,
Why didn't you just go back to Pennsylvania instead of hanging around all weekend?
Did it just end?
well, so I took the opportunity to be with my sister, as I hadn't seen her in years, and I
That's so weird.
I asked her what she wanted to do, and she told me what she wanted to do. So I spent time doing that. I was catching up with my friends, the Langs, and spent time with them. I asked them what they wanted to do and hung out with them. And yeah, that was why I was. Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. everything sort of just like got turned upside down. So I spent time with the people that were around, and
Do you remember inflicting any stab? Do you remember inflicting any stab wounds into Emily's body after she was dead?
no.
Do you remember cutting her up?
I have one flash of memory where I cut into her leg with a knife, and then I stopped. It made me sick, and I remember being sick, like nauseous and vomiting, and that's all I remember is being sick.
Just once?
No, I drank. I drank and got sick multiple times. But I don't remember any other part of that incident.
I want to talk to you a little bit about your taped interview with the police. At the time you talked to them, when was the last time you had slept? So you talked to them about 2:30 roughly on Tuesday afternoon. Prior to that, when was the last time you slept?
We left for our trip Friday, so Thursday night into Friday. I woke up Friday morning.
So Friday morning was the last time you slept before you were interviewed by the police. Is that what you're telling us?
Yes, I woke up Friday morning, somewhere about 7:30. Yeah, we slept. And we were in New Hampshire, and we slept in her bedroom.
You've seen your recorded interview a couple of times, right?
I have.
And do you remember Detective Voris asking you more than once, where did you sleep that night? Do you remember seeing that?
I saw the video of it. I don't remember. I don't have memory of that. I don't have access to a lot of my memories at this point. I only have what I've seen on the video.
Okay. You saw on the video that you said to him, I slept on the bus more than one, in response to more than one question. Do you remember seeing that?
I saw that on the video.
Yeah. But your testimony is that you were essentially, you hadn't slept.
Can I ask you not to lead the witness?
Yes, certainly, Judge. Yep. The first time you saw the video, what was your reaction to seeing yourself and hearing what you said?
It was revolting. My reaction was disgust. I was revolted to see and hear. I was like so like depersonalized, like disassociated. Just I don't know how to. It was revolting to me to watch that video.
The first time you saw the video, did you remember participating? Do you have memories of that interview occurring?
No, it's no. When I watched that video, it's like I don't know if anyone here has ever gone blackout and then come to and found videos and photos where that you just can't explain. But that's how it makes me feel. Like I see myself on the video, but I don't remember being there.
You don't remember being there. You don't remember anything that you said. I think you told us earlier that several weeks after you were detained by the police, you started having flashback memories. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
And what's the first thing you remember? Were these in dreams, or how did this come about?
Well, after recovering, there was
What do you mean recovering?
there was a period where I wasn't sleeping, and I felt like, I don't know how to say this, but I felt like I don't know, like I was broken in two. Like I was, my body and my mind weren't the same, and it took some time. I was having a lot of nightmares, and I was having poor sleep. So once I finally felt rested,
We didn't really see it. She held up her arms, and it looks like some Brown's autumn leaves. It didn't look good. Thank you so much, Sandy D, for gifting 5 Broken Baker memberships to Beer Snowman, Salty Dog, Mellow's Arrest Warrant, Cole Harton, and Becky R. Thank you, Sandy.
and realized where I was trying to figure out what had happened that had gotten me there. And that's when I was able to read the affidavit from that interview, the video interview, and
Don't talk about
none of it
what
made
you
sense
read,
to me.
Talk about what you know.
And so when did you first remember that, as you testified today, Emily was going to shoot you?
When I was arrested and I was thinking what happened, that's when the memories started coming to me. It was like those same kind of flashbacks that I was having, but like the pieces started kind of like coming together a little bit more. There's and it's frustrating because there's some memories there, there's some memories that aren't there. So this whole process has been kind of strange, picking up new pieces and trying to put the thing back together. And yeah, I've never experienced anything like this, so it just makes me feel like I have some very strong feelings about it. And yeah, I just need help putting the puzzle back together.
So I don't think I went over this with you, but you have no criminal record, do you?
No.
And so you had no experience
Objection.
being,
Objection, Your Honor. Can we approach?
Yep, approach. She's leading, and she's yeah. I don't quite remember what happened, but I clearly know it was self-defense. And I think that post restance, I have had to get in touch with PostNord, but it seems like you could do that. Just find out the post shop's address, and then. But I think I'll have to Yeah, I had to get my business account, my business name on it, or else it'll still have my name. He's the one that said he chopped her up. They hadn't found her on the bus yet. Yeah. Well, he read somewhere that maybe, yeah. Yes. It was. There's no excuse
So
for it.
here's the question for you, to explain to these people why you didn't tell the police everything you've told us today. That, as you've explained, you shot Emily because,
Again, just ask. the
yes,
question.
fine. Why didn't you tell the police that?
I don't remember talking to the police.
That's at all. Much of the information that you provided to the police corresponds with, was corroborated by other means, like where your phone was and with whom you met. The only thing that is missing from that interview is that you didn't tell them that you shot her in self-defense. And your explanation is what?
I didn't remember talking to the police. The memories came to me as they came to me, which was, as I said before, like after I had rested and I felt like I could use my mind. Then I was trying to figure out what exactly it was that happened, and that's when all the flashbacks started coming back, and then I described it to you guys.
So your answer, to summarize what you said, is you have no memory of the interview.
I watched the video of it.
And your memories came back in fragments weeks later.
Yeah, some of them are still, like, I'm seeing stuff still, as we're doing this, that just is foreign to me. So
Is foreign to you?
yes.
I may have a moment, Judge.
You may.
She has that voice. It's not something, that's just how she does it.
I have nothing else. Thank you.
That's it.
State these.
Ms. Adams.
Thank you. The truth is that before leaving New Hampshire, you stopped at Market Basket, right?
I did see that, yes.
That's the truth,
I saw that on the PowerPoint.
and it's the truth.
I don't remember it, but yes.
And you spent $60.43 at Market Basket.
Is that what happened?
It is what
I'm asking
happened.
you.
Okay.
Do you agree with me that that's what happened?
I don't remember it, so if you have fact that says that, then I agree with you.
And you left New Hampshire around 3:45 on Friday. Is that the truth?
Yes, that's what the geolocation thing provided.
Well, Mr. Ferlazzo, you testified today that you left New Hampshire on Friday afternoon, so you remember that.
I don't remember the exact time.
And you stopped in Andover for gas,
Yes,
and you spent money on gas, $27.09,
okay, I'm agreeing with you.
and you stopped in Lebanon.
Is that correct?
That's the
I
truth. You
don't-
stopped in Lebanon.
Okay.
All right, you left.
Yeah, this could still be, no, they have closing arguments, so we won't
Go
be
ahead.
done for today because it's 3 o'clock in the
Okay,
afternoon.
thank you. You got to Vermont and you stopped at Crossroads Beverage in Waterbury.
I did see that on the PowerPoint, yes.
And you spent some money at Crossroads. You got some gas. $40.
Okay,
And you bought a bottle of liquor at the liquor store, $22.40.
okay,
And then you went to your sister's Airbnb,
yes,
parked in the parking lot,
correct.
and you got there around 7:20 on Friday night.
Yes,
And we can all agree that at 7:20 on a date in the middle of October, it's dark in Vermont.
yes,
And your sister was still in Burlington,
yes,
and you texted with her,
yes,
and she and Ariel stopped by the camper to talk when they got back.
that's correct.
And you guys discussed plans to go and watch Netflix inside.
That is correct.
But you changed your mind and didn't go watch Netflix.
That is correct.
And you texted Nikki at 9:39 and said you weren't coming in. Is that correct?
I don't remember sending the text, but you have it there in front of you, so,
And you said to her, I'll see you in the morning.
all right,
And you said, you still drink coffee?
all right.
Said that to your sister?
That was what I said to her? That's, you have that?
Would you like to see the text?
I don't remember the text. I don't remember the text exactly, so if you have them, then,
Do you want to see them?
I mean, I don't have to. If you're gonna read them to me, then we can do it this way, or,
So you've testified that Emily was mad when you got to Bolton,
she was angry.
and she was mad about Jolene.
I would believe so. She never said anything about that to me, so I don't know if I should speculate on that or not.
Well, Jolene's your ex-wife,
Correct.
and Jolene lived.
Well, it's getting a little, I think he feels a little tinkle in his sphincter right now. Because this lady is just going to run him over and he's just going to sit there and say, I don't, who, what, me?
in the same condo complex as your sister's Airbnb.
That's also correct.
And-
approach.
May we approach? This lady is gonna tear him a new one. Well, he did that in the interrogation room. He was really flickering the little teeny peen. Gross. I love that you went from, I want to know if he was tickling his peen. Actually, I don't. Gross. Yeah, she's your mom when you come home smelling of alcohol. Cheap booze in New Hampshire. Otherwise, I'd be living in Key West. Well, he didn't believe in that monogamous lifestyle. He was a swing. He was a polyamorous, and he couldn't bang his wife. She was awfully stiff in it.
So
That was a bad joke.
Jolene lives in the same condo complex as your sister's Airbnb.
Correct.
And that was the first thing that came up when you put the car in park, was Jolene, correct?
She was never brought up.
Oh, his
You sent a
ex-wife.
text message to Jolene on the 17th. Do you remember texting Jolene?
I don't.
And you were texting about wishing that you could have seen her when you were in Vermont.
Okay.
And you said to her that you couldn't see her because it was the first thing that came up, and I said I wouldn't. I want to take Bear for a walk with Remy. She only turns around to kick me to the curb. It's no big deal. I spent the day with my sister. It was awesome. Remember sending that text?
I don't.
Because he's an idiot.
So Emily's mad at you. You guys argue, is that correct?
Yes.
And she's rebuffing you.
Yes.
She doesn't want to dance.
No.
She doesn't want the candles on.
Correct.
She just wants to go to bed.
She didn't say anything to me.
She went and laid down in the bed.
Yes.
She's facing outward, scrolling on her phone,
Yes.
and she's saying hurtful things to you.
She was muttering something.
She was saying things like, I don't want to be with you. This is stupid.
She was saying that she didn't want to be there.
She was saying, you're pathetic.
Yeah, she said this was a pathetic trip.
You told police that she was grumbling a bunch of shitty, hurtful things.
That's what I said.
And that's what you remember.
I remember her muttering some things. It was inaudible things.
You're sitting down on the couch, correct?
When?
When Emily's saying these hurtful things to you. You're sitting on the couch.
No.
You're in the bed.
No.
You're standing in the aisle.
Yeah, I was doing some.
You're yoga dancing.
Yes, that's correct.
And you say that you light some candles,
Yes,
and Emily doesn't like the candlelight.
that's correct.
And she tells you to put them out.
That's also correct.
And you don't put them out.
No, I don't.
And she gets up and she grabs one of these candles.
Yes.
Only thing we know about is drinking and weed.
These big Yankee candles,
Yes.
glass,
Yes, ma'am.
heavy.
Very.
And she starts hitting you in the head with it
Yes, ma'am.
and in the body.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're able to grab onto her.
Because she didn't
And
think
get
it
the
was
candle
a
away from
bad
her.
trip till they
That's
came there.
correct.
And that is over. She goes and lays back down.
Yes. Well, actually, I didn't see her lay back down. I grabbed the puppy and went outside.
When you came in, she was in the bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you are trying to relax,
Yes.
trying to enjoy your vacation.
Yes.
And you make a decision,
What decision?
the decision that you need to stop this.
I was having some drinks and smoking.
You decided enough is enough. I'm going to put an end to this.
The only mark that is in any of the photos we've seen is this much of what looks like an old scratch just below his hairline in the back, and it's roughly this much. He claims she was hitting him in the chest. She was hitting him in the face, beating him all over the place, kicking him in the gonads, and all the police had was like 6 inches of a small scratch.
No.
Only in the nude.
You got up. You
From-
got up from the couch where
I
you were
was-
having your drink.
I wasn't on the couch.
You told the police that you got up.
I don't remember talking to the police.
You heard yourself tell the police that you got up.
I saw a video.
And you
I was-
heard yourself tell the police that you got up.
I saw the video.
Did you hear the video?
I heard the video.
And you heard yourself tell the police that you got up.
That was on the video, yes.
And you heard it.
Yes.
And you got your Glock.
Are we talking about the video?
I'm talking about what happened. You
Right.
got the Glock
Correct.
and you put the pillow over her head.
I hit her with a pillow at one point.
The pillow was over her head when you shot her,
That is correct.
and it was over her head when you shot her the second time.
That is correct.
And when you realized that you had just shot your wife, you didn't call 911.
No,
You didn't go and get your sister.
no.
You had another drink.
I sat with Emily for a while before drinking more.
You actually put a bag over her head.
I put a bag under her head.
Mr. Ferlazzo, you put a bag over her head.
I put a bag under her head.
You tied a bag around her neck.
When at some point there was
Stop starting to remember details. I don't remember that. You don't remember if the bag was under her head or over your head. If you want to play amnesia, you have to play amnesia all the way through. This is why stupid criminals pay my money every time I go to court, because they get caught because they can't stick to a simple story. I don't remember. You started out saying I couldn't remember, then all of a sudden you could remember sitting with the dog. You and the dog were crying, you were smoking, you were drinking. Now you remember putting a bag under her head. This, my friend, is why we, every time we go back into the deliberation room and talk about, okay, what do we think? We will say, he didn't seem trustworthy, or he seemed trustworthy, even though he said he couldn't remember anything. As soon as you start to remember all of these details, you become less trustworthy, because then I believe you lied about all the other amnesia you had.
the next day I had to move her body from the bed to the floor of the shower, and I wrapped the bag around her head and
See you, Jen.
tied a bag around her neck
Been doing this.
You
for
remember
15
doing
years.
that.
to move her body.
You remember doing that.
And I earn money.
I remember you saying it.
You remember doing that.
I remember putting a bag under her head.
You cleaned up.
Yes.
You picked up her shoes.
Yes.
You picked up her phone.
Yes.
You shut her phone off.
Her phone was off.
You told the police that you shut her phone off.
I told Emily to turn her phone off.
No, again, fella. She was scrolling on the phone when you tried to get into bed. And then she got angry, starting hitting you. You punched her in the head with a pillow and said, stop. And she said, now you're effing dead. At no point did you tell her to turn the phone off. Stop making... Do you know... Joseph, my buddy, do you know... when you get out, you can make a YouTube channel, because we YouTubers also sometimes tell a little white lie to kind of skirt, maybe hide our real names, or maybe try to obfuscate a few facts that could make people find us easy and be annoying to us. That's why you take a lie that is very close to real life. So when I'm saying I'm a virgin, it's true almost, because I did once have an accidental discharge, so my V card got punched by Pamela Anderson in barbed wire. But it's very close, because once isn't a lot. So you keep the lie close to the truth, because then you don't get caught in details. It's not like when Zach is sitting here saying, well, I only sent those mushroom pictures to Little D because I was afraid I was having a yeast infection in my peen. So, and I knew she might have, I thought she was a nurse, so I just wanted her to check them. Because there's a whole lot of trouble. You'll get into that with your wife and said, but didn't you have a checkup last week? And it's going to be a whole lot of mess. Keep it simple, stupid.
You shut her phone off after you shot her.
Her phone was off. She shut it off.
You put her wallet in a bag.
No,
You told the police that you put her wallet in a bag.
I don't remember talking to the police.
I understand
always
that,
makes
Mr.
sense.
Ferlazzo, but you've
Yeah.
listened to the video and you've heard your words. So you told the police that you put her wallet in a bag, correct?
I did see the video.
And you heard you utter the words, I put her wallet in a bag.
I don't remember that.
You heard
Oh, on
yourself
the
say
video
those things.
on the video?
Yes.
I saw the video. Yeah.
And you heard yourself say, I put her wallet in a bag.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
And you heard yourself say, I shut her phone off.
Was that on the video too?
You watched the video.
Yes.
You were here with us.
Right.
And you heard yourself say, I shut her phone off.
Yeah, the video is disturbing to me to watch. There's a lot of it that doesn't make any sense to me. So
So didn't
I-
watch it?
I don't do a good job on focusing on the details of it.
I understand it is disturbing, but we heard you say, I shut her phone off. Did you hear that?
I do recall the
Funny, now Zach isn't showing up in StreamYard. He's showing up in he's showing up on YouTube. What the heck? That's normally not how that works. Bigger, that's the last time I ever share my microscopic lens pics with you again. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought it was public knowledge, Zach.
the video saying that.
And the person on the video who was saying that was you, Mr. Ferlazzo.
Yes.
And you told the police,
I'd like very brief to approach.
Oh, you know your client is doing badly if you have to try and cover for him like that. Yep. Just stick to not remembering. He lied. Yep. You got 2 screws more to work with than Brooks, 3 less than Amber Heard. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the person on the video. Yeah, where are you going to see Zach? Oh, are you meeting up with Little D and seeing the pictures? Joseph McCabe. Yeah. And it's all coming back to me now. So long ago. Oh. That's one of those songs you sing when you break up. Well, I've been told. Is he thinking by saying he doesn't remember talking to the cops, everything he said to them doesn't count? Yes, kinda. That's what he's going to use. Say, well, I was so disturbed. I said whatever I said. I don't remember, and now I'm disturbed when I watch the video, so I can't. Oh my God! It's I don't know how, what, who, and that's why his defense attorney was going over that. Was he tired? Did he seem out of sorts? 13 months. This POS is on your very last nerve. Yeah, he's something.
so Mr. Ferlazzo, you told the police that you shut Emily's phone off. Is that correct?
From the video? Yes. I said that on the video.
And you told the police that you shut her phone off because she wasn't going to be using it anymore.
Like I said, I don't remember the video. It's hard for me to focus on the details of it. So if that's what happened, then my recollection is different.
So if that's in the video, you said that.
If that's in the video,
You're not contesting that that was some other person
I'm
in the
not
video.
definitely no, I'm not. That's there's a video of me saying a bunch of stuff on the video.
And you put the bloody pillow in a garbage bag.
Yes.
And you put the red throw pillow in a garbage bag. Yes?
Yes.
You flip the mattress over.
Yes.
Jemima.
You put new sheets on the bed.
Yes.
You put new blankets on the bed.
Yes.
Put some new pillows on the bed.
Yes.
And you never called the police.
I did not.
It doesn't help him. He thinks it helps him. That's the thing. Baker hates me so much I don't get any member chats. Exactly. You and Brandon are denied member chats on this channel. You know that. Brandon knows that. Thank you so much for being a member for 12 months.
After you
Something
shot
like-
Emily, you continued to text her phone, correct?
Yes.
And you continued to call her phone.
Yes.
And this was the phone that you turned off.
I didn't turn her phone off. She turned her phone off.
This was the phone you put in a bag.
I didn't put a phone in a bag.
This was the phone that you threw away somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
You texted her when you were at the Langs on Saturday.
Yes.
You texted her when you were out to dinner with your sister. Yes?
Did I?
Did I?
You testified on direct that you texted her when you were out with your sister at dinner.
I remember texting her. I remember Nikki bringing my phone, and I remember texting her. I don't remember texting her at dinner.
You testified when Attorney Jance was just asking you that when you were out at dinner, Nikki was asking about Emily and you texted her.
That was when I was
Jamie.
at the Langs.
You weren't eating dinner at the Langs, you were eating dinner at Twigs.
I remember texting Emily's phone.
Hi.
How
I
do
don't
you think
remember-
it's going?
I remember texting her phone at the Langs house. I don't remember texting her phone at dinner.
You texted her at the
Terribly.
Langs. That is correct.
Right.
And you did text her when you were out to dinner with your sister Nikki.
I did.
That I hate that. I did. I said that. You come off like this is like when Jamie calls me and said, "Why didn't you stream today?" I said, "Was I supposed to?"
No, you're supposed to
Yeah.
say, but I did. Oh, I don't watch your show, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I was. You were supposed to. I was. Yeah, you said you would be streaming today. I did, and then she beats me.
I swear to you.
You called her multiple times.
Sorry.
No, I was thinking that you had me distracted with that. I was going to say something. No, but like a lot of the stuff that he keeps saying, like, I don't remember. Did I say that? Like, he was just saying that on direct, very,
Yeah.
very confidently. So, I don't know.
Well, he was on a merry-go-round. Have you ever been on a merry-go-round, Jamie? Hey, Letty.
Once or twice in my life.
Yeah, and you know you can't remember stuff up to a week later when you're on a good merry-go-round.
Yeah, I mean, it really scrambles your brain.
Yes, that's what it showed on the phone record.
And this was the phone that was shut off.
Yes.
And the phone that was somewhere in the garbage or in the river.
Yes.
And you texted her throughout the weekend.
That's what the records say.
And you
Giggity
called
him.
her throughout the weekend.
Yes.
No giggity.
He gets a no giggity.
So Saturday morning, you decide to make coffee.
Yes.
You don't call the police on Saturday morning.
No.
You don't tell your sister on Saturday morning.
That's correct.
You bring coffee to your sister.
Yes.
You go take a shower in her Airbnb
Yes.
because Emily was in the bathroom of the RV.
I moved Emily from the bed to the shower floor in the bathroom of the RV to
Fella, you don't remember. You said that.
so she wouldn't roll off the bed.
Do we need a little Jimmy to take us out of this stupidity? Yeah, we might.
Yeah.
We might need a little Jimmy.
I'm Jimmy. How y'all doing?
You know what?
Yes.
When did you first meet Maureen?
This is the summer of 14.
And where did you meet her?
Oh,
On,
Jimmy.
the trip to the Langs.
You went to breakfast with your sister
That's right.
at Maxie's.
Yes.
You didn't tell your sister at breakfast that you had shot Emily twice the night before.
No. I had a talk with my sister prior to our reunion, not to bring any of our drama,
You didn't want to,
ruin
Right,
my sister's vacation.
understood. You ordered a mimosa at breakfast.
Yes.
You ate breakfast.
I don't remember eating, but I feel like I
I feel like you
remember
told us
seeing
today,
the-
so
well, I saw the receipt on your evidence.
It's
Ate
easy
breakfast,
yes and no
yes.
Or
question.
some eggs.
I don't remember eating.
Saturday afternoon, you drive the camper up to St. Albans.
Yes,
Emily's in the camper.
that's correct.
She's not alive.
No, she's deceased.
You drive through Richmond, Williston, South Burlington. You don't stop anywhere to tell the police that Emily was dead.
That's correct.
You drive right past the Vermont State Police Barracks in Williston on the interstate.
I don't know where that is.
You don't stop.
No,
You go up to the Langs. You park the RV.
that's correct.
You go into that Lang's house.
Yes.
And when the Langs ask where Emily is, you don't tell them that you killed her.
No,
You come up with a story that she's off visiting friends.
right.
You give your sister a tattoo,
Yes.
multiple hours, correct?
Yes.
Pine cones, maple leaves, acorns.
Yes.
You're able to give her that tattoo and successfully give her that tattoo.
Yes.
It looks like acorns.
I don't remember. I couldn't really see. There was a photo of it, but I couldn't really see the photo.
You had no problem giving her a tattoo.
I was successful in getting her a tattoo.
And you would agree with me that it takes a steady hand to give a tattoo.
That's correct.
Just like in piercing, you need to have a steady hand.
That is correct.
You know, bodies roll around all the time. Don't think about it.
You don't say anything to your sister while you're giving her the tattoo about what happened to Emily.
No,
You lie to your sister.
that's correct.
You tell your sister that Emily ran off somewhere. She was getting a
Yes, he claims that she attacked him while he was going to bed and said, because he whacked her with a pillow, she said, "You're effing dead, man." And then he just plap, plap. And then he
she
sat
was
down and cried.
pulling her pew hair out. That's what he claimed.
Yeah.
He was
So,
like, "Nope, I'm getting you first."
Well, you missed some stupidity, I can tell you.
an Uber back to New Hampshire.
No.
Yes, I remember saying that she was getting an Uber.
Because you didn't want to bring any drama.
That's correct.
You guys go out to dinner at Twigs.
Okay.
You remember going out to dinner at Twigs?
I remember being,
He claims they both had a pew under the pillows. She had a Taurus 9mm that was found in a kitchen cabinet drawer, and he had I believe a Glock 19 with a silencer, because that's really easy to move around when you need to get that under your pillow and use it when someone breaks into your van with that extra 45 inches, as Zach calls it.
being at Twigs. Yes.
Had some drinks.
Yes.
Told Detective Boris, good food, good drinks at Twigs.
Detective Horace,
James.
from the interview video.
Just
He was
say
here.
saw it
He
on
was-
the
he was
video.
here a couple days ago, right?
You told him that
Yesterday.
Twigs has good food and good drinks.
That's what I said.
And you didn't tell your sister out at dinner about what happened to Emily.
No.
And when you got back to, when she dropped you off at the Langs, you didn't tell them the truth about what happened to Emily.
No, I did not.
You get up on Sunday morning, you come to Burlington, you hang out with your sister, you don't tell her what happened.
I don't really remember Sunday so well, but I did see from the PowerPoint that we were having breakfast in Burlington.
You ate breakfast.
I don't remember eating.
You don't call the police on Sunday.
No, ma'am.
You don't tell your sister what happened.
No, ma'am.
On the way back to St. Albans, you saw
He's as believable as you claiming to be 6 foot high, tall, David, while people are looking right at you. That's his believability right now. He had that magic 2 weeks. He couldn't remember anything, and then he started remembering all the details.
at Hannaford's.
Is that correct?
You saw the PowerPoint presentation.
I don't remember this part.
You buy bleach.
I saw that. Yeah.
You hang out at the bonfire at the Lang's house.
I do have a flash of memory of seeing a bonfire.
And you don't tell Sarah at the bonfire about what really happened to Emily.
I don't remember much other than like the flash of seeing a fire.
Is it fair to say that you didn't tell Sarah what happened?
I don't remember anything but seeing a flash of a fire. So there was a time on Saturday when I remember seeing Sarah and telling her that Emily had left vacation.
So you lied to Sarah.
I did lie to Sarah.
And you didn't tell anybody at the bonfire. Sarah, Jason, their kids, the off-duty police officer. You didn't tell anybody about what really happened to Emily.
Yes.
Your plan was to get
I'm more baffled that we're wasting money on doing this trial.
rid of Emily's body by putting it in the woods.
I have a memory of burying Emily. Well, I have a memory of, I was talking to Emily about, she was deceased, and
Where do you want to go lay down, honey?
well,
I want to be in the woods.
I was talking to her about giving her a burial, and
Come on.
It's so gross.
So you were going to bury Emily in the woods.
my plan, as I just said when I was talking to Emily, I do remember saying I want to bury your body, and
Does he
you
think,
were going to do that in the woods.
does he
His-
think that makes it okay?
His opening line to her were, "You look like my next ex-wife," and his last words to her were, "I want to bury you in the woods," like
Yeah.
any good relationship should be.
Just the sweetest romantic story.
He's such a sweet talker.
Yeah.
Zach would super chat Baker, but I spent all my money on a restreaming order for Night, but he's gonna take me out for our 1-year anniversary to make out.
You you read that a little wrong. It made me laugh. Restraining order and make
Oh.
up.
Oh, I thought it said restreaming.
Sounds funny on a restraining order for night up.
I'll take you out right before.
And I
I'll
prefer
take
they
you out.
make out. That sounds cuter.
as I said, I was
We'll
talking
make
to
out
Emily,
before I'll
and
take you out.
I did tell her that I wanted to bury her body, and that the memories.
Well, it's the one argument he did win with her. She was a knacker.
It feels a bit strange, but it was they're. I don't know how to say this, but
Let me ask it another way, Mr. Ferlazzo. You remember watching the video,
I watched the video. Yeah.
and in the video you were speaking.
Yes.
That was you in the video.
Right.
And in that video, you told James and Seth that you were going to take her body into the woods and bury it.
So I remember talking to Emily, and I think this was Saturday night, and I was talking to her and just telling her like that I wanted to bury her body, and the conversation, well, it wasn't a conversation, but I don't know if it was like a delusion or what, but it was like I was talking to her. But I know that can't be true because she was deceased.
So that's not my question about you talking to her. My question was, that was you on the video.
In the video, yes.
That was you talking.
Yes.
And you told Detective Boris and Detective Richardson that you were going to take Emily's body into the woods and bury it.
That's what I said on the video, yes.
And you said that you couldn't get it into the woods in one piece.
From the video?
Yes.
Yeah, I was pretty revolted by watching the video. I haven't really taken in all the details of it, but
Well, I understand that.
Apparently, YouTube is having one of their small fits today because it doesn't even show up in my feed as deleted. So YouTube is deleting chats today. So you must have been naughty in some other chat on YouTube. Phoenix had the same problem earlier. So none be deleted.
Mr. Ferlazzo, and this is not the first time you've seen the video.
I've watched the video a few times.
Okay. And it's been more than 3 years since you spoke on that video.
Yes.
And you told the police in that video that you couldn't get her into the woods in one.
Well, I don't know what else it can be. I have nothing to do with it. But yes, on YouTube, messages are not getting through.
One piece.
Am I supposed to speculate on? I mean, that makes sense. But
They never found her phone. He turned it off, and that's when the last end, where the trail ended for that.
I'm asking you to speculate. I'm asking you to confirm what is in the video.
the video says that.
Okay. And in the video, you said that that is why you cut her body up,
Yes, that's what the video says.
to get her into the woods to bury her.
Yes, that's what the video says.
Yes, we are 2 minutes behind. Thank you so much, very serious podcast consumer. But we're 2 minutes behind.
And that's what you said on the video, correct?
Yes, I have no memory of talking to the police, so
I understand that you've made
It's not
that abundantly
helping
clear today,
you.
but I'm asking you if that's you on the video.
it's me on the
And
video.
that is those are the words that are coming out of your mouth on the video.
Yes.
Okay. And while you're involved in dismembering her, you decide that you're going to stab her through the heart.
Did it say that on the video?
Are you disputing that Emily was stabbed through the heart?
That's what the autopsy expert
That's in
said.
your heart.
And you stabbed her 8 times in the abdomen,
I have no memory of it.
and you stabbed her 9 times in the back.
Still,
Still.
no memory.
Oh yeah, I read somewhere that Meta, all their services are down today.
And as you were using the carpenter saw in the van to dismember Emily, at no time did you have a thought of, I should call the police?
No, I did not call the police.
As you're cutting her arm off and you're getting sick, you don't think, this has gone far enough, I have to call the police?
I don't have a recollection of a lot of the event.
You do have a recollection of getting sick when you
Yeah, I
did that.
I do have a recollection of.
Lucky
There was one recollection that it's like a flash of a recall of like taking a knife across her leg.
Well, you used a saw to cut her body up.
That's what the evidence shows.
Yes, and that's what you told police in the video.
No, she was a 22-year-old girl who lived with her mom and dad. So this a-hole took advantage of a young, probably a little insecure lady who just liked that. Oh, this big bad tattoo artist shows me interest.
I have no memory except for there was a memory about the like cutting into her leg with a knife and being sick over it.
Mr. Ferlazzo, you didn't cut into her leg with a knife. You cut into her leg with a saw.
Thank you so much for the super chat. No, 2.0 is too fast. So, but thank you so much for the super chat. We have it at a sweltering 1.5. I'll give you 0.25 of speed because the
Well,
prosecutor
they
is
can
a
put
little
it
faster.
on their end if they want to bump it up. People can
But
change
they
it on
can't.
their end.
They can't do that because then it's not live. Then we'll have to wait and then speed it up.
Well, it's not live, right?
I'm live, Jamie. So
Yeah, but
if
they can
I
still do
stream
it
it
on their end, right?
and they are watching me, they can't speed me up because I'll still be live. You should watch
I
this
can.
show, Jamie.
I'm
You've
on
been
my
doing-
iPad right now, and I can speed you up, so it's letting me.
You
I'm
can't
just
speed up
telling
a
you.
live feed. You can speed up. I can speed it up now because we are 6 minutes behind.
I have a memory of cutting into her leg with a knife
You told
It's
police
ver-
that you cut her with a saw.
Thank you, Eddie.
on the video.
Yes,
Well,
what
I
we said on
did
the
it,
video.
that's
so
what you said on the video.
Yes.
on my end.
And you did this multiple times.
What did I do multiple times?
Cut her with the saw.
I don't have any memory except for, like I said, I have a memory of cutting into her leg, and
You're not disputing that her arms were cut off?
the evidence shows that her arms were cut off.
And you're not disputing that her legs were cut off?
That's what it shows.
And you're not disputing that her feet were cut off?
No,
And you're not disputing that her head was cut off?
no.
You also took her wedding ring off and put it in the cup holder.
Okay.
Ms. Jantz asked you about
Yes.
why you went back to New Hampshire on Monday.
Thank you so much. It was a joke. More work to do on my tight 10. Well, I like a tight 10. Jamie, that's a Smex joke.
You said you couldn't remember.
Thank
Is that
you.
right? You don't remember why you went back to New Hampshire?
Am I talking about what I remember, or am I talking about what I've seen?
I'm asking you, when Ms. Jantz was asking you questions about why you went back to New Hampshire on Monday, you said, I don't remember.
That's correct.
You told the police that you went back to New Hampshire on Monday because you were expected back in New Hampshire on Monday.
From the video.
And Adrian and David were expecting you and Emily back on Monday. Correct?
Is it?
And you needed to get your Jeep.
Okay.
You got your Jeep, right?
That's correct.
Because you needed something to get Emily's body into the woods.
Yes.
You didn't tell Emily's parents what happened.
Correct.
You didn't tell Emily's parents I acted in self-defense.
I don't remember talking to Emily's parents.
You didn't tell Trooper Cody you acted in self-defense.
From the video?
On the video? On the
You
video?
saw the video. You heard your conversation. You didn't tell him you acted in self-defense.
I don't remember talking to Trooper Cody.
So when you were in New Hampshire, that's when Emily finally was reported missing. Is that correct?
Is that correct?
Mr. Ferlazzo, have you been present for the last 3 days here in court?
Yes.
And you've heard the testimony, correct? And you've seen the evidence, correct? I need a
That's
verbal
correct. That
response.
is correct.
And the testimony and evidence is that Emily was reported missing on Monday. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And on Monday, when Emily was reported missing, she was in a van in St. Albans, correct?
Yes.
And you were in Northfield, New Hampshire.
Yes.
And you were 3 hours from that van.
Yes.
And you decided that you needed to buy yourself some time to get back to that van. So you lied to your in-laws.
Yes.
You told them that the van was at some guy named Kurt's.
From the, I do, yes, I remember hearing that.
And
With the party's approach.
On the party. Wrap it up. Sarah Boone just released her entire speech to the court. I'll just, it'll probably going to get covered on this channel on Friday when this case is over. We have Karen Reed tomorrow. Mr. Michael Kranick, she's not calling him Judge Michael Kranick anymore. I am in closing, please my complete statement to you and the world as I partly read through during my sentencing hearing. By me reserving particular parts of my very true and meaningful statements, I was hoping to have been graced with your forgiveness, understanding, and consideration in any level or degree. For me, unfortunately, and regardless of whom I had speak on my behalf, all the number of you ignorant mind was already made up. We're going to read that on Friday. Judges love when you call them ignorant.
So you head back to Vermont from New Hampshire in the Jeep.
Okay.
27 pages.
No.
You go to Spencer's.
Yes.
You text Spencer on the way to let him know you're coming.
Okay.
I thought the Spencer's
remember
was
that?
the shop Little D. Me too.
She asked
Do you
about
not remember?
No, ma'am.
And you arrive at Spencer's house. Do you remember that?
No, ma'am.
You remember giving Spencer a hug
I do remember feeling an embrace.
from Spencer,
Yes.
and you head off to get your van
That's correct.
because you need to move it so that the police don't find it.
I had told Spencer,
I'm not asking you what you told Spencer. I'm asking you about going to the van.
okay,
You go to the van because you need to move the van.
okay.
So, Mr. Ferlazzo, do you have a memory?
No, ma'am.
When you get close to the van, you see all the police.
Okay.
You don't remember?
No, ma'am.
So you're telling me that you don't remember seeing the brigade of police?
No, ma'am.
You don't remember telling Spencer to turn the car around?
Is that what I did?
Do you not remember that?
No, ma'am.
You don't remember telling Spencer that you shot Emily?
No, ma'am.
And you don't remember telling Spencer that you wanted him to shoot you?
No, ma'am.
You slept in the woods that night.
I don't remember that.
You went to Maple Field's convenience store the next day.
I don't remember that either.
You get a ride to the police station from Amy Nolan.
Okay.
You don't remember that?
No, my memory started to dissolve at some point. I don't really remember anything past Sunday, so.
When you are at the police station, you have memory.
What memory?
You told the police what happened on Friday.
Are we talking about the interview from the video?
When you were at the police station on Tuesday at 2:15 in the afternoon,
Okay.
you had memories of what happened on Friday.
I don't have any memory of being at the police station.
Would you agree with me that from what we've seen,
We've seen videos.
that you had a memory of what happened on Friday?
We've seen a video of me on a video.
And in that video, you are telling the police what you remember.
I don't remember talking with the police. I just remember watching a video.
And in that video, you are talking about what you remember.
Like I said, I don't remember talking with the police.
I understand that, Mr.
Tuesday.
Palazzo. You gave the police a very long account of what happened.
I watched the video.
And you would agree with me that based on that,
Yes.
you had a memory
2 or
on
3
October
weeks ago.
19th of what happened on October 15th and October 16th and October 17th and October 18th.
I don't know what I would call that, but I don't remember being there.
Another approach. She's badgering the witness, probably what she's arguing about now. Yeah. But nothing lives there other than his sick, depraved mind. I said Ted Bundy, only he was smart. This one is dumb. Yeah, he's really stupid. He's infuriating. It's like talking to my ex-husband. He knows I know, but he plays dumb the whole time, trying to make me crazy. Yeah. Maybe he got the brainworms. But it's this, like I said before, don't remember and then don't remember. That's it's a big problem for your credibility when you and don't get pissy with the prosecution because you're bad at your job.
Mr. Ferlazzo, you purchased the Glock
Yes.
in September 2017.
Is that, you have a record of that?
Do you remember purchasing the Glock in September 2017? Do
I don't remember when I got it.
you remember going to Pero's and buying it?
I remember going to Paris. I don't remember when.
And we can agree that September 2017 was 2.5, 3 years before you met Emily?
I met Emily 2018 for the first time.
Well, before you and Emily started seeing each other romantically.
We're talking about, did you say September of 2017?
Well, that's what I said a couple of questions ago, but you and Emily started dating in the spring, summer of 2020.
Okay, yes,
Is that true?
yes,
And you purchased the Glock before you met Emily
yes,
at Pero's
correct,
in Waterbury
correct,
in 2017.
correct.
And you purchased the Taurus in 2018.
I believe it's 10 o'clock.
Do you have a record of that? I don't remember when I got that one.
You have a
Got it,
record of
Peros?
that? Yeah, you know that? Is it on the video?
No, it doesn't seem right. So I actually seem to recall, are we still talking about this? Or are you done?
Sorry?
Are we still talking about the Taurus?
Stop talking
I
about
have
Taurus,
my
yes.
stream set up for tomorrow, 10 to
To my
10
recollection,
to 10.
I had
for the
a,
meat hearing.
A Taurus pistol that had a factory defect, and I sent it in to be checked out, and they replaced it with the Taurus 9mm that you're talking about now. What year did you say that
Mr.
was?
Palazzo, is that your information, Richmond address?
Can you have this identified, please?
Yeah, you say, oh my God. Yeah, he's lollygagging right now.
Mr. Palazzo, that is your contact information, right?
What do we got here?
140s. I can help you, Mr. Palazzo. Down here in the bottom here, this is your contact information, right?
I'm reading this paper that you put in front of me.
Don't get snippy with the prosecution. You are
It
claiming
says right
that
here that the ship to date was August 14th, 2018.
Thanks for interrupting, but it has been marked. Can we identify it by an exhibit number and what it is?
So it was, you may not have heard, I did it quietly, and I'm sorry for that. It's exhibit number 140, and you can suggest what it is since she's asking.
So it's,
No, you showed it to me already. I just want to identify it for the record.
he's toast.
and the purchase date is August of 2018, correct?
I saw a ship to date that said that.
How did he have so many
Mr. Claus, I'm gonna
ladies
help
to
you.
Help me
bang?
out.
Right here, purchase date,
Oh.
8/20/2018.
Yes, I was looking over here at the ship to date.
So purchase date, 8/20/2018.
I see that.
Okay, you agree with me that you purchased it in August of 2018?
That's what it looks like.
And that was before you and Emily started seeing each other.
Yes,
And all of the hunting rifles in the camper are your hunting rifles.
yes.
The gun, the Taurus, that you are claiming Emily had under her pillow was found in the drawer of the camper,
Yes,
not under the pillow.
they found it in a drawer. I saw a picture of evidence that it's a photograph of it in the
And
drawer.
it got in that drawer because you put it there.
That's correct.
The gun that Emily pulled on you,
That's correct.
you tucked it away in the drawer,
It was in a drawer.
holstered it,
It was, yes, it was in a drawer.
holstered.
Yes, it was in a holster in a drawer.
Mr. Mr. Ferlazzo, you're claiming that you don't have any recollection of really anything after Saturday afternoon. Is that correct?
I got probably, it really starts to fall apart like Saturday night, Sunday morning.
And you said that when you were meeting with James and Seth at the police department that you hadn't slept in days.
I'll make you some, take you to money, baby. Na na na.
Is that right?
Na,
I don't remember sleeping.
na, na.
You did remember what day of the week it was when you were meeting with James and Seth.
From the video?
From the video?
From reality.
From meeting, from, we are talking about the video, right?
We're talking about reality.
Okay.
And you remembered that it was Tuesday.
On the video, there was talk of the date.
You were able to clarify details for Detective Boris. Do you remember clarifying details for him?
Are we asking me about watching the video, or are we asking me what I remember?
I'm asking about the truth, Mr. Ferlazzo. You clarified details for Detective Boris.
Are you asking me about the video, or are you asking me about
I'm
what I
asking you
remember?
about the truth.
Okay.
How many times does she have to say that?
You clarified details for Detective Boris.
I don't remember speaking with Detective Boris, but I do remember watching a video.
You clarified, you made sure they had Spencer's last name.
From the video.
You corrected Detective Boris when he thought that you had gotten to Spencer's house at 11:30 in the morning. You corrected him and said, no, it was PM.
From
No
the
memory.
video.
Are we talking about the video or what I remember?
Again, we're talking about reality.
Yeah, like I said, my memory started to dissolve like really like about Sunday. So, yeah.
So, Mr. Ferlazzo, we can agree that you lie.
Yes, I have lied to people.
You lied to Nikki.
That's correct.
You lied to Nikki and told her that Emily was sleeping.
Yes.
You lied to Nikki and told her that Emily had run off.
Yes.
You repeated that lie to Nikki later that night at Twiggs.
Well, I don't have the best memory of being at Twigs.
You lied to Sarah Lang about what happened.
Yes, I do remember telling Sarah that Emily ran off.
And you lied to Jason Lang.
I don't remember that.
You lied to David Bass.
I don't remember that.
You lied to Adrian Bass.
Don't remember that.
That's the
You lied to
parents.
Trooper Cody.
Don't remember that.
You're lying today.
About?
Everything.
Yeah, sit down.
I'm sitting here giving you my recall of what I have to work with.
No questions.
Yeah, that's a good way to end it. He couldn't even answer that, so
No
he lied today.
redirect.
Blah, blah, blah. No redirect. Yeah, she can't even try to salvage this idiot. Defense rest, come back tomorrow. Closing arguments. Bingo, bango. Let's do a tango.
Does the defense have any other witnesses?
No, we do not. Defense rests.
The parties approach.
Thank God.
Now we can do the final poll. Jamie,
mean, what?
do you know what I'm going to do tonight?
What?
I'm going to make another one of my 12 creators for Christmas. I'm having my third. So that's a quarter of the way through.
You're doing one
Uh,
tonight?
Yeah.
What time?
Yeah, I know you don't watch them, but maybe
Well,
some of the
no,
nice
they're all
people-
different times, so I don't remember all the times.
Yeah, that's why you follow me on Discord and Twitch, so you get the notifications.
That's funny.
Hey, Pete's Pony, been a long one. Yeah, the fence just rested, so it's very late you come in.
What?
I'm not gonna read the Sarah Boone's letter now because it's 27 pages, and I have a stream again in an hour and 50 minutes. So and it's 10:10 here, so I'm gonna find myself a chair, sit down, put my legs
Folks,
up,
we're
and
gonna
close my
stop
eyes for an hour.
day. In fact, given some matters we're going to have discussed of a legal nature in the morning, we're not going to start until the afternoon. So we'll start promptly at 1 o'clock, but you have the morning.
1 p.m.
Relax.
tomorrow.
I will again ask you, please don't talk about this case with anyone. Don't try to learn anything about it. Don't
Well,
go on social
Karen Reed
media.
should be done by that.
Don't try
That's
and learn anything
actually
through the
quite good.
internet or news.
Do you know what I'm doing tomorrow, Jamie?
Close to the end, but we
What?
need to make sure that we
I'm covering the Karen Reed hearing, this closing argument,
Good night, and we'll see
and then
you
I'm
at
doing my
Please be
fourth
here at 1:45 and we'll get started.
Creators of Christmas
Oh, that's
with
still
Randy
going on?
Churchill.
Oh,
Gonna
okay.
be Randy Churchill. Tonight it's publicly bust. Never talked to that guy before. Seen him with Mo. He seems like a fella who can talk up a storm as well. Yes, there's a new Sarah letter. The first paragraph, she calls the judge ignorant. It's going to be great.
She's a precious little peach.
Publicly bust will be my guest tonight. I don't know much about him, but I know I
Anything else
love him.
today?
You love him?
No, Judge.
So you can, if you can let both Janice and myself know
Yes.
before the night's out, whether you intend on offering a rebuttal case, that would be.
Just to clarify what that means before the night's out, are we talking,
In 15 minutes.
just want an idea?
Oh, they don't like her.
Okay, thank you.
Look at Jamie.
Just
Look at the
talking-
prosecutor's face.
As soon as possible.
Now.
Just want an idea. Okay, thank you.
They don't like it.
Oh, calm down, prosecutor. She's a
Well, it's a question of if there's any server boxes that I may need to call. And that depends on who, if any, they call.
Rebuttal is,
Have
whether there would be a rebuttal. Take that up now.
Oh, you're not going to kill rebuttal. No rebuttal.
All right, thank you.
You don't need it.
I think it's first degree. I can't even remember now. Yeah, Karen's hearing is at 10 a.m. in the morning. This one starts at 1 p.m. Hopefully no rebuttal case from either side. Hopefully we'll go straight into closing arguments, and then we can have a verdict before sundown. But stop that, and go back to this one. But no, interesting day. I thought he buried himself further down in the ground than it was such a waste of time listening to him.
Yeah.
It's first degree. It's first degree. Thank you. If the charge him with first degree, it's a minimum of 35. Yeah. And I think she won't get the minimum when he's carved her body up and lied to so many people. Yeah, they are finally done for today. She just said who, if any. Yeah, she said what, if any, and who, if any, a few times today. Do we know? Do we think he knows he's toast, or has he deluded himself into thinking the jury will believe him?
Yeah, he thinks this little sob story won and all.
I don't. Humans are eternal optimists. We can always beat the odds.
Yeah.
So, and the poll says with 65 votes, 96% says guilty. When we did this, when the state rested, 12% said guilty. So, yeah, maybe it's the 100 people who didn't vote. Hey, everyone, who didn't do it. But I'm going to go off. I'm going to find a chair, kick back, put my legs up, because I'll be back in roughly 2 hours. And where I will have another of these impromptu streams where we're just sitting here, meeting new friends, talking about nothing in particular. We'll probably start with the same question we always start with, and then we'll see where it leads us. I like these streams because there's no real. It's been two very different streams as well, Jamie. We had the first one with Alice Norke Cloud. That was very all over the place, and a little bit about Europe and Germany and the difference between US and Europe. Then we had Massa yesterday. That was more, this is a Karen Reed oriented stream. And tonight, we don't know where it's going, but you can be there and help us turn that stream around if it goes all the way pear-shaped. Can we do bets on closing arguments? My money is on prosecutors say, do you remember yesterday's testimony? That's all I have. Sadly, prosecutors and defense lawyers like to hear each other talk, themselves talk way too much. We've actually started to have some of the prosecutors in Denmark doing opening statements. It's so effing annoying. I don't understand why they do it, but they do. Well, I say good night. Have fun, Baker. Well, Skypel, you can join us. It's not night. It's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's when I'm going to do it.
It's bedtime.
Jamie, you go to bed at 8 o'clock. Special K is a little behind. I will be there. I have a stupid meeting from 7 to 9. Well, it'll probably be around that 1 hour. I think like an hour 15. That's a pretty good. You can get a lot done in that time.
You can get a lot accomplished.
Yeah. Well, get some tea and honey, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea as well, because I said this morning, why do you listen to me? That's why Jamie never listens to me, because she knows I say things that doesn't make sense.
Very much.
I will have publicly buzzed on in 2 hours at 6 p.m. I'll have publicly buzzed on for my 12 creators at Christmas. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. I will do the Karen Reed hearing. We'll start a little bit before that. That should be done at 1 p.m., where we then switch over to the Joseph Ferlazzo. And then at 4 p.m., I'll have Brandy Churchwell tomorrow for 12 creators for Christmas. So if you need someone to watch, this ugly mug is going to be live way too much this Christmas. But, you know, I love you. And Mads, I've been looking at that one with the post restangs. I actually think I can do it. I'll just have to figure out if I can do it in my online name instead. But then maybe I have a way to solve that where people want to send me stuff. That could be nice. So I don't have to put my real address out there. You can be late. Well, it happens sometimes. Long day tomorrow. Long day today. Remember, I spent the morning in court in Denmark. So I already have a full day. And it'll be midnight my time when I start my next stream. So actually, I'll do 5 streams tomorrow. No, 4 streams tomorrow. But It's only because Jamie tells me to, and I don't get to sleep. And she says, "You better work more. I'll come burn your feet." That's how Jamie are.
I'll burn your house down like those little gnomes do.
I'll
if you
do
don't.
that. Yeah, and if you are somewhere where the storm is hitting you right now in the northern parts, stay safe, stay warm. Remember, you can always put on an extra pair of socks, or Jamie will burn your feet.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor. 100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
Objection, Your Honor.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Go
All right, I'm in love.
back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no,
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
probably did. Everybody has.
So there-
Everybody